Guess that's that. Guess I'm now Dragalia Lost streamer. Okay, well, looks like... what am I supposed to do now? I've already done all the dailies and stuff, so... what should I look at? Could do with farming High Jupiter to get the weekly out the way. I mean, I already have the resources to craft my, what is it? Oh, High Dragon Char weapon. And I'll probably end up bringing a light wand to the Shadow Agito, but, you know, just in case that ends up being a mistake, I don't think there's any harm in, like, you know, having the resources for a second weapon as well. So, you know, that could be worth it. Hopefully people are still doing High Jupiter. It is Thursday? Might not be great for the number of players, but hopefully we find a decent room. It might also be worth it to try and tackle some more Cayenne. I mean, personally, I need to tackle more of the Wind and Fire Agitos, because for Wind Agito I don't even have, like, I have like a 0 unbind Agito bow, the flame one, and that's it. I've been using, like, the Hybrid Hilda sword for Mirth, and yeah. Still haven't actually managed to tackle Master Volk yet, but you know, once that's that, then obviously I can also, I guess, hopefully come out with a guide for that in the future. That was kind of scuffed for the opening. What the hell? Why is it being baited over there? Make sure people are stacking up. Is he dead? I hope he's dead. Okay. Get some distance. Ooh. Never a fan of that attack. Not entirely familiar with the pattern with which the bolts come out. Okay, just got it. Alright, we good. Just. That was a lot slower than I typically expect for a 4 Glio run, but you know what, we'll take it. A clear's a clear. Could be worse. I don't know, I'm only really after clearing the weeklies. I am not gonna try and, like, tackle High Jupiter without the weeklies. It is not my kind of thing. But I'm gonna double check what kind of resources I can, or at least if I have the resources for 2 weapons possibly. So, look, my main thing would be to go into High Jupiter with a wand. Can I craft 2 tier 2 wands? Not quite. What am I missing? What am I missing? Oh, I need a few more tails? Yeah, okay. That's no, that's still an expert thing. I'd have to farm expert for more tails. So, you know what? I'm just gonna farm some more Master Cayenne. Because... wait, Master Cayenne? No, not even that. Maybe even just standard Cayenne. I'm running out of the silver fragments, which is no fun. And it's... I guess it's more efficient to do standard in multiplayer? Considering well, standard multiplayer is, well, it takes 3 hours worth of regenerated resources, whereas if you do it with a stamina, then it's 4 hours. But I don't know, I guess that also doesn't take into account that you get stamina back through the honey tea at the Halidom as well. But you know what, I'm not terribly concerned about that. No rooms for standard cayenne, what's going on? Either way, chug some of these ashes, which I have like way too many of. Got a big old backlog of ashes, but I don't play enough to like really chew through them properly. It's sad. This is not the group I was expecting, but okay. Vice. Yeah, I suppose if people are bringing Vice to Master Cayenne, then they may as well stick to the Vice and not flip-flop between different characters for Standard as well. You know, standard stuff. Literally? Literally. I don't know. I find myself, like, since I flip-flop between Standard and Expert and Master so much that, like, I end up forgetting the openings that I typically use for each one. No, funky audio because of the way that I actually connect. Why is Vice nearly dead? What did Vice get hit by in Standard Cayenne? Did he probably got paralyzed? Is Vice not paralysis resist? Wouldn't surprise me if he wasn't, I guess. I accidentally closed the game. Not a fan when that happens. And that's back. Still good? Still good. Host has left the room. Sad times. Well, it's easy enough to find another one. I don't know if I should probably try and... That's a problem, like when Cayenne first came out, I didn't actually farm up the resources to like properly make an auto team, and I think Grace came out around then as well, and I didn't actually pull Grace on the banner she was released. I pulled Grace on a Gala showcase like 2 months after the fact, so until like a few months ago I was lacking like even the characters to consider building an auto team, so, or at least, you know, like if I didn't have the characters for an auto team, I thought like, you know, there's not really much point in like even farming the weapons, because like I'm still, well, at least back then I was still stuck like doing clears in multiplayer, co-op, that kind of thing. Oh dear, that doesn't really happen. No, he's dead. Generally fast. Yeah, I guess Botan... I think she lacks front-loaded damage, right? She has the stabs with the bleeds, she has the team buff as far as I can tell. Yeah, I think bleed is not terribly good if you're trying to deal front-loaded damage, because bleed really gets stronger as the fight drags on a bit, because it is considerable damage, but that really depends on the number of ticks that you manage to get. And in a short fight like Standard Cayenne, that's barely anything. Unlike, well, I don't know, the last fight was like, at least the standard clear we did with that Botan was like a minute and a half. Nefaria. Nefaria was the first character I actually started doing Cayenne with, I think. Was it? Yeah, I think it was, because bringing Glio meant that I had to rely on other people to do dispels. And Bellina wasn't really popular back then either. Try not to get hit. Looks like the Glio here actually follows a similar sort of rotation to me, which is... yeah, it's nice to see, I guess. Gives me a bit of confidence that I'm actually doing something right. And holding off with a shield. There we go. Ah, I suppose my carrier was also ready for that. Ooh, 300k. I don't even know what her S2 is called. I can't remember her skills. All I know is Ancient Ray because people spam it. It's just a meme that comes up in Reddit. But her S2? Is it Elders something? Anyway, need to farm up more of these. Get some more Cayenne weapons. Still need to... I think I have a spear at 3 unbinds, a bow at 2 unbinds, dagger at 0 unbinds. The wand is at 4 unbinds, but I don't think I have the materials to like enhance it to tier 2. And I spent my tier 2 upgrade materials on... well, the first tier 2 Cayenne weapon I got was the staff for Grace, because... I don't know. If you don't trust Graces in public rooms, then, you know, what better way than to just do it yourself instead. Ah, wait, did it hit him? I thought the shield ate that for some reason. Oh, he's dead. Do I need to turn up the music a bit? I'll turn it up a tiny bit. But even then it's fairly chill stuff, so I don't think it'll be constantly in the background all that much. Oh, I also need to spend my stamina. I'm not too sure what to spend my stamina on. Just got an advert via text to buy beer. Not sure what to think about that. Yeah, this is what happens when you sign up for like monthly delivery services for beer, which I need to cancel soon, honestly. Like, bad idea to drink too much, especially when you're living alone. Ah. Hey. Lucky timing on that. What's S2 called? Face of the Elders. Okay, sure. Sure thing. Cleo is literally just a grandma, isn't she? It's not even related to the stuff she gets in her story. She's just old. I'm kind of vibing to the music. Oh, wait, can we get wings? Hey, we got it. Oh, Xena. When it came to Xena, I don't know, I feel like I should probably... it was like a brief idea of mine to like maybe come out with a how to Xena video, because the full power of her S2 is actually locked behind some weird movement options, because the stars rotate around her clockwise, and you actually maximize the number of times they hit enemies by dodging around them in an anti-clockwise fashion. I'm not actually sure if it's worth it, honestly, But like the sim just seems to mention, oh yeah, you maximize the damage by getting the stars to hit like 120 times. I believe if you just if you leave the stars to just rotate by themselves and you don't do any movement yourself, I believe it hits like 40 times. Because they rotate, like, they orbit you, I guess, over 4 seconds, maybe? I don't know, I don't actually know the specific timing. I'm pulling numbers out my ass at this point. But they orbit you at a certain rate. I think they have a certain number of hits they can deal to a single enemy. And so you maximize that by just dodging around the enemy. With a large beefy enemy like Cayenne, I guess it's not too hard to do some rolling around him. Yeah, this Xena's 6.9k. Nice. I'm not even sure what was the base might level of people tackling Cayenne for the first time? Also recall that I didn't actually announce the stream on my Twitter at all, which could be a mistake. I always feel kind of weak in Cayenne in Kakshi's form. I feel like I should always try and like sacrifice the cat as soon as possible, or just get the charges from at least the combo count from the skill, and then just drop cat as soon as possible and continuing to pew as Cleo. I mean, I feel like that applies regardless of which character you're playing. Hey, maxed out on Fafnir medals. I mean, after clearing out the Fafnir shop, Fafnir medal shop for Champion's Testaments, I literally have not used it for anything else. Like, I am not sure what I want to get out of that shop. What is there? Maybe Knight's Testaments, because yeah, no, I'm not going to run out of those anytime soon. I always find it kind of weird when people jump straight into a quest without even like letting people ready up. But I suppose if it's standard Cayenne, then like anything works really. Oh, I ended up casting that at around the same time that I would anyway. If I just sat in the red section and I framed it. Hey! I was scared of using Ancient Ray because I thought it might get eaten by the shield, but I guess that works. Yeah, I should quickly make a... Self-promotion! And then, obviously, after the stream is done, delete the link. Oh, need wings. Ah, hers left. Shame. What am I looking at now? Should I do some expert? Guess it depends on resources I've got. I mean, I need a bit of everything, really. I have 14 sunlight stones worth of ore. I haven't actually been trading that stuff out. But, well, it needs to be done at some point. Either way, I need to chew through a bunch of wings tackling Cayenne, because I never really got into farming it. I also need to farm the Flame Agito a bit as well. But besides that, yeah, not too fast. Ooh, one glue, 3 Galax. Fun times. Should be quick, hopefully. I always found that like my quickest clears with Expert and Standard were always like a mix of 2 Cleo and 2 Galax, so yeah, this isn't too far off from that. Can I do this? Right. It's kind of stupid. I guess it works. Yeah, 27 seconds. I feel like that's fairly standard for my quick clears, honestly. I don't know how all the Alexes ended up taking damage, but sure. You know, that actually might be why the clear's a bit slow, because people just ate hits and got staggered. Oh. One clear and done? Okay. Well, at least it wasn't like a room where they ended up setting conditions, because it's really weird when people set conditions for a room. It fills and then they just instantly like leave as soon as it gets one clear. Because if you're gonna set conditions, it makes the room take a while to fill up. And if you're willing to wait for a room to fill up, I feel like you should at least, you know, farm a couple of runs to make the waiting worth it. Hello, Belina. I should probably... Bloop. I think it's the only sticker I use, the goddamn squish 'em. Like, I literally am too lazy to use anything else. I think this page is still default. This page is still default. This page is still default. All I did was set like Fire Emblem ones here. Yep, sorry, because sorry is always useful. I should probably set the Alazan boom as well, or the hey. But you know, it's Doya for both of them on with the Japanese voices anyway. Okay, I guess that does make it a tiny bit faster. I mean, I guess I can also use Tornado Bash early on. If I'm not relying on Belina for the if I'm not relying on that for the Dispel and I can rely on Belina, then like I can probably just blindly smash him, right? I'm pretty sure we broke him before he even... Why is Belina dead? How the... What did they get hit by? I know they were they got hit by paralysis, but I don't see any more damage come out unless it got clipped by like the last bit of the spin. I don't even know. That's another thing. I feel like I don't know if it's worth it to make guides for the standard Agito fights, because I feel like most people, you know, once you get to Chimera Tech weapons, you can just face roll the standard Agito fights. And I don't know. I feel like maybe making standard guides could help people get over like performance anxiety or something. Oh, did I use those wings? We'll see. We'll see. These loading screen tips. That's another thing. I don't know why, but for Android and not iOS, the story missions menu is super laggy, but it doesn't lag on the iOS version. So I don't know what kind of like menu optimization they managed to screw up. And dodge roll spam. Get up close, speed action. And then break Cayenne. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, it's a good fast clear. 26 seconds, 2 Glio, 2 Galax. That's a standard, right? fairly close to the standard I've seen. I'm not sure what the fastest player I've seen there is. I do not remember. Maybe I should change things up. Maybe not. Maybe I'm lazy. I mean, like, I need to use these wings. Need to use the wings, need to use the ashes, need to farm up an auto team for Cayenne, because it's long overdue. Expert Cayenne, that is, anyway. I suppose solo teams for Expert Volk are a thing, and for Aha not Aha as well. But until then, I don't know, I need to get more of those Expert clears in. That felt almost optimal. No shield for you. 26 seconds. Standard clear. Wait, we have a laughter? I didn't even realize. Okay. Ah, they're done. Resource-wise. I mean, I could do with clearing a bit of everything. But can I upgrade another weapon? Let's have a look at what I've got at the moment. 3 unbind. 2 unbind, 2 unbind. No, 3, 2, and 1, so yeah, pretty lacking on that front. So I should fully unbind the spear, I guess. Make it, this is the wrong menu, make it slightly easier for me to hopefully do solo Cayenne. I need to craft the spear. I'm completely botching my menu navigation. 1 more spear. And I suppose after that we need to do some Expert Cayenne again. This is finally fully unbound. Guess next thing we want to do is the sword. Do we want to enhance this? No, we'd add the materials too. We actually just need fragments. We don't actually need the master material. And I am not... I don't know. Is now a good time to try and clear? Or at least farm some master runs? I'm not entirely sure. Let's have a look and see what the find room menu's like. Looking for healer. I'm looking for axe. Samapatia? That's an odd request. Unless they're like looking for a specific person. But it looks busy enough. I don't even have the materials to like craft a 3rd weapon there. Wait, well, I have 2 weapons ready to enhance, so maybe I should. So let's get Grace going. Check that makes sense. Defense buff. Does that make sense? I feel like with Alex, they typically run... Ooh, what is this room? I'm curious about the Natalie, so if I can get in this room, we'll see what that's like. Already full, shame. You know, I suppose like in the end I could also try like hosting my own room, but I'm lazy. Let's have a look and see what this... I feel like I've seen this Galax before. I'm not a fan of trying to run with Glios. They seem too squishy for some reason. Like, they always seem to be first ones to die. Alright, let's do this. Choco Grace? Yeah, makes sense. Or at least it gives us a fairly decent safety net. Master Kai, yeah? This is my first time doing it on the stream. Wait, I have a heal skill. That doesn't sound right. I feel like I don't really want the heal skill, but nothing I can do about that now. Yeah. Bad. Prep the dispel. Try and make sure it's baited between the blue and the white. Ooh, what on earth? Guess no one else is dispelling. Nice. This is getting quite precarious. Oh wait, it's gonna annihilation, right? Yeah. We should get a tiny bit closer. Shield up again. I screwed up that dispel. Yeah, I think somebody got it. Are we getting clipped by the orbs? This is fine. Top up the shield because it looks like Patty is eating hits. Get straight down to the bottom again. Toggle the Agito weapon because that's what I do. I probably shouldn't have eaten that. Okay, good thing I got rid of the shield just before that came up, because that probably would have ended up killing people. Shield people. Got a top up heal, because looks like Patty is trying to kill herself. Dispel twice. Alright, we're all good. Let's see if we can bait this one again. We're in a bad place. Get the bait right. Right, okay, looks like Patty is taking bait. Might be why she's dying. He uses Universal Annihilation here, right? Top up again, because Patty was intent on dying. She ended up in the Annihilation. Top of her shield, because she's eating hits. How has she lost her shield again? It might be a UI bug. Let's get ourselves down to this special corner again. So they tried to dragon tank, and that's the really awkward thing about like dragon tanking with a Grace on your team, is that a lot of the time A lot of the time. The attempt to Dragon Tank just ends up getting eaten by, well, my shield, essentially. As always, make sure to double Dispel, because he gets 2 buffs. Heal again, just in case people are dying for silly reasons. And again, retreat to the bottom left corner, because it seems to be a good spot to just ping away at Cayenne safely, charges skills, and keeps everyone alive. No, what's not to like? I mean, yeah, occasionally you get pinged by the big spheres, but, you know, you'll survive. Alright, he's dead. This would have been a bit more comfortable with the Bellina, but, you know, Gala Alex as the second Dispel works just about okay. As long as they're paying attention to Dispels and buffs and that kind of thing. Guess that's that. Will this person run again? No. Okay. Gonna add a stream marker there, because that is potentially something I can upload to YouTube. And I guess we'll find another room. Let's try it with this person, see what they're after. Dagger, Lance, Healer. I do not bring DPS into... even the Lance left, so their room is now dead. And it looks like it's just healers hosting, so back to expert, I guess. We need some expert materials. We need all kinds of materials, really, but goodness me. But grinding out materials can get kind of boring. It's upsetting. Maybe I should farm some, like, fire Agito or something. Change up the pace. At the very least, I should probably, like, pre-farm the materials. Like, to max out the water tree, once that's a thing. Max out the water tree once that's a thing, and also enhancing the Agito axe I've got for Karina to tier 2. That's a good point. Also need to take into account whether or not I think Karina will still be used for, like, Master. Not her. Well, it didn't target him, so the tornado, like, not even on him. That's kind of upsetting. That roll is unnecessary. Try to keep the circle stacked when you can. I mean, it's common sense, but you'd be surprised at the number of people that don't do that. I think we should do some Flame Agito. Mind is slowly going numb from all of this Cayenne. So much Cayenne. So much Cayenne. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done the Flame Agito, actually. I mostly farmed it, like, when it was first released, and now Who am I gonna see? Who am I gonna see in these rooms? Actually, I need to check what the team even is, because I didn't name them properly. That is Lazary. Not quite what I want. Odetta, Pipple, Grace? What kind of team is this? Feels like that's a team I made for an event or something. Anyway, yeah. This is a bit more like it. Makes sense to me. Alright. I'm gonna double check. Skills, that's... Patio, Summer Ciella. Yeah, that'll work. Prince, Summer Paladins, Brothers of Arms. That will also work. Let's have a look at the rooms as well. Have people stopped farming already? Really? Oh no. Grace. I mean, I guess it would work. That looks like they're trying to set up a cheese room, so I don't think I'll try that. I really would just like to be in a Karina room, but you know what, out of these, I feel like the Grace is the safest bet. Less chances of screwing up. Yeah, that'll get me a decent number of buffs. Eugene, strength buffs. Sally Arrow with this... Oh, attack speed buffs, that'll be nice. My goodness, it's been a while since I've done this fight though. I'm not going to remember how to do it. We'll see how much I remember. I mean, I can bog them early on, right? Oh yeah, you can move and charge for a strike at the same time now. Which is kind of novel. Ah, they moved! Okay, we're missing Frostbite on them. It's going to be a bit of a pain. Oh, I'm the only Frostbiter on this team. That could be annoying. Oh no. Oh, saved by the shield. Nice. Try not to screw up on movement. Ah, it was the wrong time to use it. Yeah, definitely been a while since I danced at this fight. Nice. Right, fully energized. I believe on a... Oh wait, dragon tanking doesn't... It's gonna make a difference. Because great shields. Oh, that hit for a very disappointing amount. Do I not have enough buffs? And watch out for the double exclamation points. Oh, she kind of jumped over that. Oh, my life shield is full. I assume that means I dodged everything properly. Yeah, My S1 is not hitting for very much. I didn't even see the butterfly. I saw the marker for it, but the butterfly is like completely camouflaged against Eugene's buff zones. I mean, I guess that's kind of why people use like simple buff zones in jazz, but... Okay. Let me fan out. Just let that move settles in, and we're all good. She's gonna float, isn't she? Yeah. Black one stuns, so we'll go for there. Well, I suppose we have the life shield, so it doesn't matter all that much. Oh, he got stunned. Huh? Wait. They don't inflict damage, so I guess the it just happens. Right, I'm dragoning just in case there's a clap. Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen that move in this phase. 2 stacks of energy. I mean, it's kind of important to keep note on the amount of energy stacks you have, just in case you end up burning them on like something that's not your S1, because that's just upsetting. Four stacks of energy. Oh, we have the attack speed buff. It feels so good. Oh, so good. Now let's just use it. Ah, we rolled into it. It's bad. Oh, she gave us the defense buff just before I used S2. That's sad. Oh well, she's dead. I suppose that sub-optimization wouldn't have done anything, considering the fight just ended anyway. So it was, in fact, the best call to just go straight to using the S2. However, it does mean that the double buff from the S2, I believe, doesn't apply the energy stack. My watch keeps buzzing saying that it's connected, and it's just like, it's very distracting. Oh, in the meantime, not too much going on. I had not have waiting rooms. Man, I guess the fight has really died down, because it was fairly easy to clear, and I guess everyone who's chasing the latest endgame stuff is doing Cayenne now. Does that mean we should just go back to that? Might be our best bet. Yeah. It's unfortunate. But I don't think there's enough people going through Iha, not Iha to actually, like, make this timely. We're not gonna bring Karina. That is not a good shout. But before that, though, I'm gonna rush straight to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Ah, Seafat Long, what up? You just came in chat. Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. But yeah. Ooh, okay, I'm back. Hands are still slightly wet from washing them, obviously. At the moment, just mostly farming Cayenne. All the difficulties, really, because I never really farmed up the resources to make an auto team for expert back in the day, when Cayenne was first a thing, because I didn't really have Grace. So until now, I mostly just had like a 4-run bind. Glio wand? No, 4-run bind Shadow wand for Glio. Because all I did was co-op. Didn't really have any reason to like farm up the weapons to form an auto team because I was lacking Grace until a few months ago. So now I'm filling out the Shadow roster. I'm not entirely sure how engaging Shadow, well, standard Cayenne is, but, you know, it's kind of what I have to do, and may as well hope that people decide to chill in the stream at the same time. I don't know, like, standard Cayenne's kind of fun, because you get to do, like, you get to try and do, like, loads of little micro-optimizations. He's dead, yeah. The Mecha F? I actually have no idea how he pronounces his name. Like, is it 2 syllables or 3? Mecaf or Mecha F? I think I saw his alliance name the other day. It's Mecafe. So I feel like his name is just Mecaf. But otherwise, I don't know. I'm streaming now because, like, he just told me, you know, this is a good time slot to stream. I think GM Mystic was streaming earlier. They don't stream all that often. Oh, those are the wrong ashes. And personally, I kind of want to get into streaming. Mecaf. Huh. Makes me wonder where the name comes from. Which also brings into question where the name XenoXilus comes from, and that comes from like my teenager days. I think I've been using this name on sites for like over a decade at this point. Pretty sure I started using this name when I was like 10 or 11. I am kind of vibing to the lo-fi music. Look at this Cleo, not even being in the circle. Can you stay in this little rugby ball-shaped section? Disappeared. Come on, get in the battleground! Oh, this is upsetting. Come on, get in. Oh. I'm pretty sure I run Fires of Hate on this Cleo, which is a terrible idea because I very occasionally will eat hits in standard Cayenne. I think I'd do better after using Plaguebringer or something, but I'm just too lazy. I don't know. I only ever use Glio for standard and expert anyway. It's always Grace for master. Wait, that was a 2-player run? Wait. Oh, that's why the Grace was standing outside of the circle. Grace? Cleo. It's because it's an AI. Oh my god. No, AI Nefaria makes dispels easy because, like, it just so happens that her skills come up, like, as soon as this shield is up as well. Which is coincidentally quite nice. I don't know, I've also been having fun with bows after the 1.22 update. Because after the 1.22 update, all the bows got the Hunter Cerise 4-strike. We ate a hit again. Terrible. Now. Well, there come the nefarious skills, but we broke him pretty early this time. 929 remaining on a 2-player clear is actually not that bad. Oh god, farming standard over and over is so mind-numbing. I should move back on over to master? I'm not entirely sure. I hear screaming noises outside. Oh, that's the thing. Actually, what is that emote? Mecha feels. It's plus 7 pieces per run. Yeah, it's like the best way of getting the standard pieces. So painful. I only need like currently building level 24 of the Shadow Tree, so it's only one more level worth of resources for that. And I suppose doing standard on co-op is, well, the best for like regeneration economy. I don't even know what to call it, but 3 hours of resources versus you can't buffer the roll out of the skill. Hate to hit. But yeah, 3 hours of wings versus 4 hours of stamina. It's a fairly easy decision to make. Here's my mistake. It's kind of funny how he is actually not completely immune to sleep the first time around. Oh, 7 pieces. Oh, so many clears just to get a decent number of weapons. I'm pretty sure it's like, if you want, it's something like 10 to 20 clears of standard, and then like 30 or 40 clears of expert to get a fully unbound tier 1 weapon, which is a bit of a slog, but you know, it has to be done if you want to farm up a decent team, which I've been slacking on. Like, I'm level 170, slacking so much, not properly farming. My watch keeps buzzing with like notifications. It makes me look every single time. There's never anything interesting. Unless it's like an email. Oh. Something disconnected. Dark only needs 6 weapons approximately for auto and MGT. My Dragalia Lost crashed. That's very funny. Give me a second to bring this back up. That was weird. Six weapons approximately for auto and MGT. Yeah. Let's see, for auto, it's obviously Grace and then 3 weapons. I think for Imperial Gauntlet we'd always have a Gala Alex. Gala Cleo. Yeah, I suppose Gala Cleo is the outlier, because you don't bring her to auto teams. But she's like indispensable for... What actually happened here? Why is this not connecting? Tap to try again. Oh, my phone is getting up to some funky business. Is it connecting? Okay. Yeah, it looks like it is protesting. I'm going to restart that real quick. Man, some funky business is going on. Is this a sign? Do I need to swap to something else? Alright, I might just restart my phone. Reboot my phone. Oh, it's getting really hot. That might be a reason why. I will swap to different view in the meantime. I just didn't make an axe and bow for dark. Yeah, there wasn't really a reason to make an axe for either of them. And bow... Well, bow's the difference for me, because when Cayenne first came out, bow was the... well, Nefaria was my go-to unit, because I don't believe I had... Did I have Garnicleo? No, I think I did, but... Like, people weren't too comfortable with... Yeah, she was the best dispel, so people always wanted at least one Nefaria in the room. And then Grace came out, and that changed things up a bit. Oh, looks like my phone is up and running again, so let's get things connected up and chugging along. Axe and bow for dark, best dispel. That's the thing, she was the best dispel, but... Ah, wait. So that means Bellina wasn't initially out. If Bellina was out when Cayenne initially came out, I feel like Bellina would have found a place in the meta very easily as well. But she didn't initially. But now Bellina in Master is pretty good. Like, she makes running Grace so much easier. Like, I am not a fan of being the only dispeller. Like, running Grace. People seem to think that it's really easy, but like being the only dispeller as Grace is actually surprisingly painful. Like, it's a lot of responsibility, and then people just screw things up. It's disappointing. Anyway, we got Dragalia Lost up and running and streaming again, so we'll fire things up again. And hopefully we won't find that I've mysteriously been banned in the meantime. But yeah, what else are we waiting for? I suppose there's the Shadow Agito in a few weeks' time. I don't know, I'd like to stream that, but there's a chance that I'll have moved out of this flat by then. Because I'll be looking at moving back in with my parents in a few weeks, because, you know, with the job situation the way it is now, it doesn't really make sense to live alone in a flat in London at the moment, because, like, everything's remote. There's not much point paying so much in rent just for this kind of stuff. You know, I get it, I get super fast internet, but God, so much to pay in rent. That, and like, I don't know, after moving out for about a year and a half, I feel like it'd be kind of nice to go back home and actually have someone cook dinner for once, so I'm not having to do it every night. Let's see, we're looking at 3 people. No, okay, I suppose that's obvious, but... Grace in standard Cayenne, it's not really what I expect, but I suppose if they're just trying to farm up the weapon. Doggo? Doggo. Channel Stefarina. I don't know who that is. To be fair, I'm not too familiar with quite a lot of streamers. Like, I know quite a few of the big ones, just from like poking around on livestream fails. But, like, when it comes to streamers, the main ones I follow are all the ones like associated with the offline TV group. I think it'd be fair to say that they're probably like my main inspiration for streaming. But part of streaming is just like, you know, I feel like it'd be a good way of meeting people. And just recently, hanging out on Metcalf's stream was pretty fun. 933 with a Grace on our team. I guess Bellina, 2 Bellinas. Ah, okay, that explains a bit. Viv Pie. I actually first found her channel from when she streamed Genshin Impact, and I was like, hey, this game looks really fun. But it turns out that at that point, Genshin Impact was in its final closed beta for PC, so I couldn't get in. So I was stuck being like, I wanna play this game. Kind of want to stream it too, but unfortunately I couldn't get in. Like, I registered, but, you know, it was after the window closed. What are they swapping to? Ah. Cat Alex? Yeah, I suppose the clears are fast enough for that. You know, and like... Yeah, I suppose I followed VivPie as soon as I was like, oh hey, she actually hangs out in Macap's channel as well, so, you know, if there's a small community building up around Macap, then sure, I'll stick myself in there. Lurk on random channels. Well, with me, with Macap, with VivPie, there's connections, right? And Macap seems familiar with, like, quite a few of the Dragalia Lost streamers. I guess everyone just hangs out in everyone's channels. Occasionally get random gift subs. Yeah, that happens sometimes, huh? Yeah, like... Metcalf's birthday stream, like, that was actually the first time I decided to hang out on Metcalf's stream, because I'd lurked a couple of times before. In the weeks leading up to it, because I was like, oh hey, this guy actually pulls, you know, a decent view account for Dragalia Lost, so, you know, it's fun to hang out. And then there were the gifted subs. It's fun just to chill, and I don't know, Metcalf just seems like a nice guy overall, and he actually gave me quite a bit of advice regarding streaming time slots, which is why I'm streaming now. And I suppose, like, there's not much point in trying to stream when everything's going on. I don't know, personally I'm in a different time zone anyway, so like when Metcalf's active, it's like he starts streaming like between 10 PM and midnight for me, and for his birthday stream I hung around until like 4 AM. What's my go-to light unit? Currently I like using Peony. I also use Radiant Xuanzang because I don't know why I use that. Like, when at the moment, for light advantage content, the only thing I ever do at the moment is, like, Imperial Onslaught when that's on 2 times bonus. I don't, like, I should probably do High Zodiac at some point, but if I do High Zodiac, at this point I think I'd probably just try and solo it. But yeah, Peony's fun. I like the S1 charge. A new streamer for my dead game? Well, yeah, new streamer. What's my time zone? I'm based in the UK, so my time zone is UTC. At the moment, I guess it's British summertime. Chitose with heals on the next Agito. I'm really curious as to what Hildegard's spiral is going to turn out like. Because, you know, people managed to data mine what looked like the life shield icon, like the heart, but the bottom half of it was tinted red, and I was like, is that a Hildegard thing? Oh. Because I know that the icon for increased hit points is the heart icon, right? And maybe there's like an up arrow next to it. Maybe it's a life shield that's particularly big? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm an EU-based content creator, which is to my advantage. It means that, like, Dragalia Lost daily reset happens at 7 AM for me, so if I happen to be less degenerate and wake up at a decent time, I can actually get, you know, an early crack at content compared to, like, US time zone content creators. I hope Albert gets a Hawk as a lift level mana spiral for Dark Agito. I want him to be good so bad. Yeah, like the S2 charges so slowly, like for the current content, I feel like you only get one use out of it unless you like chocolatiers him, and that just feels bad. If they could sort of give him like the Karina treatment, oh my god, could you imagine giving him like innate skill prep and maybe like a force charge so he gets skill charge on force strikes? that would be pretty spicy. And another thing I'd like to see with Albert is if he does get a spiral, I'd like to see him get like the sort of like anti-paralysis resist thing that Summer Patty gets for poison, because Summer Patty gets the strength buff if she tries to apply poison to an enemy and it gets resisted, right? Because Albert's Force Strike spam ramps up the paralysis resist so quickly, I feel like if he got some sort of something to counteract that over spam of the status affliction, it would easily make him like possibly really good, but minimally would be really fun to play as well, because then you have an excuse to like start zipping around the map and like, you know, that's one of the fun things about playing blades and lances, for example. They're hyper mobile because of their force strikes, right? Kuhai kinda has this, but Kuhai's bad, we don't talk about that. I believe it died instead of Kaien. Oh dear, too spicy. Kuhai is in a bad spot. But Albert, yeah, his main issue is like in content that lasts too long, he just ramps up the paralysis resist too quickly. And I mean, Light in general, just they're leaning very heavily on paralysis Punisher now, like a lot of like, because Light doesn't really have a second affliction going for it, right? Because they do what? They do paralysis, which is your standard damage over time affliction, and then you have some light units that stun, but stun's kind of tricky because like if you give people too much access to crowd control CC, or like crowd control CC, that's redundant, like crowd control afflictions, then you risk allowing people to just like invalidate boss mechanics. You kind of get that with the Flame Agito and like Lily, for example, with a guaranteed freeze. But yeah, I feel like units that stun are in a, like the light units that stun are in a bad spot. Julieta getting the OG Ranzal treatment. S1 does. I mean, yeah, like I remember probably over a year ago, yeah, Hawk and Master High Jupiter, prime example, like invalidating certain mechanics will lead to degenerate strategies, essentially. Julieta getting the OG Ranzal treatment would be pretty good. Like her S1, I remember like early on I would be theory crafting in the Dragalia Lost Discord with some other people, like trying to figure out what the maximum amount of damage you could do with a Julieta crit S1 would be, and it was like, you know, kind of fun. This was before the days of like we had like Inspiration, Energize. So OG Julie's kit, her S1 is... ah crap, I'm getting distracted. S1 is like a 2-hit nuke, essentially. Her S2 I believe is like 50... it's like a 50% defense buff and that's it. And then she has like, I believe she has like Striker's Strength or Slayer's Strength, something like that. This is just off the top of my head, I don't really remember anything else. Obviously Poison Resist, and I don't know what her first ability is. I'm curious now. Don't look, her passives are a joke, I'm gonna look her up. Julieta. Passives, right, Impending Sky, 2 hits, it's a nuke. S2, 50% defense buff for 10 seconds. Immunity to knockback, which doesn't really do anything. Right, ability 1 is Slayer Strength, that I mentioned, Poison Resist, and Last Recovery. Yeah, that's complete trash. Huh. I mean, Auto Expert Dark, yeah, I think she was useful for like some auto content because of the Last Recovery. Like this was before the day of revives, she'd often be the last unit standing. If you stuck like some, I don't know, Valiant Crown on her, or maybe... I'm not sure if healing double buff prints were as much of a thing back then. Yeah, knockback immune for Dark IO, and the Poison Resist. Yeah. Auto Expert Dark Agito. I mean, that depends on whether or not the mechanics allow you to auto it. Like, I believe Auto Volk, I think Auto Volk was really unreliable until maybe Master came out, but I don't know, Volk is one of the Agito fights I'm less familiar with, because like when it first came out, I think, like at first when the High Dragon Trials came out, when Expert and Master came out and there was a time attack stuff going on, at that point I had only cleared High Midgard Sormer. So I was like really late on the boat when it came to doing Expert High Dragon Trials, because the barrier to entry, like back then there wasn't Chimera Tech weapons, you were still stuck on like core weapons. I don't know. Yeah, so I didn't really do Expert Dragon Trials. The first Expert High Dragon Trial I did was High Midgard Sormer. When the Chimera Tech weapons were released, I made an axe for Vanessa, which was the unit I used to clear standard High Midgard Sormer with, and I just straight up cleared Expert with, well, a Chimera Tech axe. Apparently, like, I looked up guides on like how to wrong one. Looked up guides on how to break into Expert High Dragon Trials, and they were all like, oh yeah, just make the High Mercury Bane like weapon and do Expert High Mercury first. And I felt like I'd done things really backwards in clearing High Midgard Sormer first, but then it meant that I could use a High Midgard Sormer weapon in High Mercury, which helped. What did I click on? This is Expert? Whatever, we need to do some Expert anyway. Did some High Mercury weapons. I mean, I initially tried to do High Mercury with Noelle, but the responsibility of being the ranged beta, I'm mispronouncing things, I feel like being the ranged beta in High Mercury is sort of, there's a lot of pressure with that, because if you screw up, I think it goes wrong so quickly. And this was before like roll iframes, this was possibly even before revives when I was trying to tackle High Mercury, and it just felt so bad when like you messed up a side dodge for the spits from High Mercury. You end up eating a hit, you're dead on the floor, and all you can do is say like sorry, for example. It's just like, terrible feeling. And this is before retries as well, so at this point people just straight up quit. You'd feel bad and then you'd have to find another room. It's just like, yeah, I do not have good memories of like my initial foray into High Mercury. So then I farmed up more Expert Midgard Sormer for Wedding Elizan? Yeah. Made a sword for her. And you know, the sword roll for High Mercury was so much easier. Like it feels good overall, you know? Like just being right up in her face. Yeah, High Dragon Trials were awful. Yeah, I mean like, even the stack mechanic, when it first came out for High Midgard Sormer, people were like, oh, this is so cool. It's sort of like, reminded people of like Final Fantasy XIV, for example. And then came the issue that like, the discovery for like how to solve these mechanics it wasn't immediately obvious, because it was the first time we saw that marker. There was nothing that told you, hey, this is a stack marker, you take less damage if you're in it. Or at least it splits damage between people. I don't know. Like, endgame was just not friendly back then. then High Jupiter. I mean, I think actually, no, High Jupiter was okay at first. I believe the first ever clear of High Jupiter was done with like an Althemia. And then like Gala Cleo came out 2 weeks later and just broke everything, but we don't talk about that. Ignore the fact that I'm using her, by the way. Yeah, Agito's a direct upgrade. I mean, yeah, Agito's are like the baby of Okada, right? As a new director, I suppose there was some feedback or some acknowledgement of the fact that the extremely punishing mechanics for High Dragon Trials created like a really high barrier to entry. And like, it wasn't really a friendly experience if you managed to screw up the fight and you needed to restart. Because like you'd have to make, I think people had to suicide and then it would bring you back into the original room. But most people just gave up because like, you know, if the lobby you're in has people that you've seen that they don't have like, you know, they don't have the mechanics down pat, then like you're better off like bouncing around the lobbies as well. Then High Zodiac. High Zodiac, like I'm pretty sure I like cheese cleared once and then never touched again. I should probably look back at High Zodiac at some point, but I missed the. Oh no, I got the dragon tank. Okay. Go through the shield. They even have Glio set up as a co-op unit. Really? But that message, you saying that makes it sound like you have Glio, right? Are you trying to say that like for all the Glio content you just have it like set for auto or something? I mean like, I don't know, trying to use Glio for something like, you know, auto Expert Cayenne, for example, ranged units, like barring Grace, they just sit in the unbreakable satellites and die. And even then, at the moment, like, my Shadow team isn't powerful enough to like really break through the last 5 to 10% of Expert Cayenne's health consistently. So I had to babysit the last 15 to 20% of phase 2 of the Expert fight to really like be able to solo it. So annoying. Yeah, no Glio set up as a co-op unit. I mean, nowadays, like, yeah, if you're dealing with end game content in Shadow, then we're talking about Master Cayenne, right? And I found that Glio just doesn't really do well with Master Cayenne because she, with the unavoidable damage she ends up eating, like, she has the inherent defense disadvantage of being a ranged character, and that it just means she dies very easily. Especially with the like high amounts of unavoidable damage that starts coming out after you get Master Cayenne down to like 50%. It's like so many universal annihilations, and you have to be careful not to like end up eating the bait as well. And even then, I found that outside, like, it takes her a very short while, but still a while, to ramp up her damage. Because with the skill shift, essentially, like, you only deal like 2 hits with your S2. Well, okay, S2 doesn't really scale that much in terms of damage with skill shift as far as I can tell. With the S1, like the main meat of her personal DPS, as far as I can tell, you have to charge it up a few times to get the extra hits. And in Master Cayenne, I found that even if you manage to get the healer to eat the bait for the Crushing Cataclysm, Glio hasn't ramped up her S1 enough to actually be able to like blow up the Crushing Cataclysm. So even if she holds her S1 to use immediately on the weak spot, it's not enough early on, it feels like. And that leads to like some inconsistency in clears, and you know, inconsistency is sort of the antithesis of what people are looking for in co-op rooms. It's no fun. But yeah, with like Agitos, they introduce new mechanics, but they also have like interesting stuff with them. Whereas with like High Midgard, it's almost a first High Dragon Troll is really just like dodge this, dodge this, dodge this in this way. If you don't dodge it, you're fucking dead. Like, try Tornado. I don't even know if that move has a name. But those ones are like, if you eat one, there's like maybe a 50% chance you survive based on the core abilities you had set up. Oh yeah, they're also apparently changing or removing mentors, apparently. Don't know if you've seen it. I've seen that people have brought up that they saw that the mentor achievement or the epithet was expiring on the 2nd anniversary. So yeah, that does indicate that they're going to be like deprecating it essentially, and I believe that means it's also impossible for people to earn the like highest tier of mentor epithet. I don't know. Like, it was kind of in the right place, but it just encouraged mentor fishing for people, and honestly, with the way that communication works in this game outside of like alliances, for example, and like maybe people you speak to on Discord, mentoring it's not conducive to teaching people how to clear the boss fights. It's more conducive to, hey, find a boss fight that you can clear with 3 people and then like drag someone across the finish line, let them die early on because they don't know the fight, and then like, yeah, let them die because they like died early on in the fight, and then drag their dead body across the finish line because you don't have any choice, essentially. I didn't save a skill to break through the shield. I guess nobody else did. Oh god, we dying here. Okay, no, we're good. Alliances. Oh my god, the Vice gave up. It's so sad. Oh my god, this is a mess. The host gave up. Oh my god. Everyone's dead. Okay, I'm not soloing the 2nd phase of this. Yeah, alliances, I don't know. I feel like for very small subsets of people who actually can sort of drum up, like, alliance members outside of the game, then alliances are okay. It's an easy way for people to connect and, like, share room codes or, like, invite alliance members to certain clears. Because I'm very certain, like, I remember the time attacks for Expert and Master High Dragon Trials. I feel like they were mostly dominated by like a small set of alliances, and you know, obviously worked for them. But yeah, I mean, personally, I only use I'm in like a single man alliance by myself. All I do is I check in every morning for the free like 25k rupees, the mana, some, I think it gives you honey as well, I believe. That's it, that's all I do. I check in first thing in the morning for the free resources. That's it. I don't know, now that my YouTube channel has grown, there is like very small incentive for me to be like, hey, this is my alliance code if you want to play with me, but please. I didn't even Dragon Tank the phase 2 blast. It's extremely inconvenient to use even for those hypothetical players. There is nothing you can do to make it more convenient than using Discord or something. Yeah, and like, that kind of upset people. Like, people felt like they shouldn't have to, you know, dig around on different social media, or like different applications to actually find a team that they could play with. But you know, that's kind of what happens when you make the boss fights so difficult that like they're basically impossible to clear without, well, or at least clear reliably with like random people that you encounter in public lobbies. I don't know, I suppose you could potentially, if you were very careful with who you invited to an alliance, then there's a potential to like for it to be useful, but even then, like, it would still incentivize people to like set up runs outside of Discord, because obviously you can't reach people in your alliance when they're not in Dragalia Lost, and I feel like it's a very sad existence if you spend your time sitting in Dragalia Lost waiting for well, Waiting for alliance invites, I guess. Ugh. I feel like I should change the colors in chat. Is that kind of hard to read? Maybe a bit hard to read. Maybe I should change it to white. I don't know, at this point, alliances, like, they might be functionally useless, but some people are getting use out of it, so I don't feel like they'll remove it, but hopefully they don't bring up these really weird, because they had some like limited missions, orders, I don't know what to call them, to like clear missions with your alliance or something, or like clear something in an alliance only room. I'm hoping they don't ever bring those back. Yeah, I think people actually found like some really weird workaround where like what you do is are you about to come on? Okay. Oh Jesus, we almost failed that. But yeah, alliances, people found this workaround for those orders essentially, where what you do is you start a room in alliance only mode, you toggle it off to allow public people to join, and then once people filled it out, you'd toggle it back to alliance only mode and just start the quest like that, and that would work. I don't know what I found it on, but probably like some raid that was going on at the time. Ugh, jeez. I don't know. I'm fairly concerned about the direction of the game at the moment, because like the most recent this month in Dragalia Lost was mostly recaps. Like the only mildly interesting things were the announcements of, well, I guess it revealed the name of the Shadow Agito and the light spirals, and besides that, there's not really much going on. Were you playing DL during the Infinite Shishimai raid? I was, and in fact, the Shishimai raid was the first, I believe that was the first raid, or some first time I tried to make a video that wasn't a no-fluff analysis of characters. I posted it on Reddit and got completely dumpstered. Like, it was basically just a two minute like speculative clip based off rumors on the subreddit, and like then I filled it out with some like really boring looking fight footage from the boss, and people were understandably not very happy about that. And yeah, looking back on that, it was like lazy. Hey Xantox, what up? But yeah, like the Infinite Shishimai raid, I never farmed it properly. Like back then, I wouldn't really have considered myself like a particularly intense DL player. Nefaria's dead. I don't have... Ranzel's S1 up. Oh no. Oh my god, we're gonna failing. I'm bailing. Oh, we got it. Yeah, Infinite Shishimai, like you could farm the boss battle, and then you could alternate between farming the boss battle and the raid, and it would like you'd end up with a surplus of honey and ashes. I did not care enough about the game at that time to be like, hey, I should really get into this. Do I really regret that? No, I think my time back then was still better spent on other things. Yeah, because I believe you got like, I mean, just the whole fact that you could farm like honey and ashes alongside the intermittent, you know, goodies that you get out of it, like summon tickets, I don't know what else there was, like the very occasional Damascus ingot for like lucky individuals. I never got anything like that, but people died again. Come on, guys, it's Expert Cayenne. You shouldn't be dying. The Galax died twice too, but okay, you know what? Let's not judge. Maybe they're new to the fight. Yeah, save Ran's last one until after transformation. Yeah, it's a good point. I don't know. I'm getting greedy. I'm expecting people to be able to just blitz through the fight and like push him past the shield. Because if you have enough front-loaded, if you have enough DPS saved for like after the transformation, sometimes you're lucky enough to skip straight into Crushing Cataclysm or Supreme Spheres, and he doesn't apply the shield immediately. But yeah, I suppose it's the safer and more reliable strat to hold on to Ran's last one. I don't know. I suppose when you're farming, you're after reliability and not the very occasional sub 1 minute clear. And I think after the Infinite Shishimai stuff, I don't think they ever came out with anything remotely like that ever again, which is sad, but you know, also understandable, right? They don't want to open up loopholes for people to just, you know, farm up hundreds and hundreds of single summon tickets. Capable Mentor Pen. Yeah, I have like, I have the Capable Mentor epithet as well. I just can't bring myself to use it. I'm just like, I don't think it does anything. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the 2nd anniversary as well. Like, lots of stuff planned. Potentially goodies, and like the this month in Dragalia Lost stuff was like, yeah, we got new stuff planned. And even better than the 1st anniversary, I'm hoping. And hoping, like, oh man, what are my hopes for 2nd anniversary? Maybe some way of like filling out the Gala roster that I'm missing. Who am I missing in the Gala roster? I'm missing Gala Luca, missing Gala... Actually, is it just Gala Luca at this point? I mean, yeah, I'm missing Gala Lexi as well, but it's sort of a given, considering that she's the latest Gala unit, and I didn't actually pull on that showcase. Didn't really think she was gonna fill a niche that I didn't already have sorted. Yeah, I feel like Gala Luca came out of the... Oh, Gala Kronos. That would be pretty damn cool. Wow. Wow, well, saved S1, got an S1 for after transformation. That's a right call this time. I mean, we have Belinas anyway, right? They can dispel, but... It's useful. Gala Kronos would be pretty cool. Would he be like a non-elemental dragon? That would kind of make sense, right? Yeah, it came out before Monster Hunter, and I believe the Monster Hunter stuff was pre-announced, right? What else almost? I think the Mega Man stuff came out around the same time. Monster Hunter had the 2 banners for their content. Yeah, I think Gala Luca was the first Gala unit that I straight up did not attempt to pull for at all. And was it Gala Mars afterwards? Yeah. They did announce Mega Man collab at anniversary. What collab are you hoping for this time around? With the release of Nadine and like the clear Sheikah Slate references for her phone pics or whatever it is, I feel like that's like a very slight tease towards the possible like Zelda collab. That would be pretty cool. Like I'm not even a Zelda fan myself. I literally in terms of like Zelda games, I've played like 3 hours of Breath of the Wild, and I still think that a Zelda collab would be pretty damn cool. Because, you know, it's pretty iconic, right? iconic Nintendo IP. There's lots of... There's possibilities. Like, Princess Zelda, my favorite character to play in Smash Bros. Like, from Brawl onwards, it's just... Like, Brawl, a bit of Smash 4, Ultimate. Zelda's, like, kind of my go-to. Not that I've played much Smash recently, but, like, Project M, for example, Zelda's one of my favorites. Yeah. God. Come on, Sheikah Slate. Oh, God. I would absolutely love if Sheik ended up in the game as well. That would be so cool. She would probably be a dagger, right? I mean, not that I know anything about Sheik outside of her incarnations in Smash, but Sheik, also a very fun character. And obviously you've got Link, who's also got the potential for being either a bow unit or a sword unit. Maybe even 2 stances? Bow stance? Sword stance? Possibilities. Oh, Ganon. What'd they make him? Make him a sword, like Hunter Berserker? Are links allowed? I don't actually have any specific rules in my chat. Like, this is like my 3rd ever stream. So, yeah, I mean, I'll have a look at the link myself. But, you know, as long as you play nice, I think we're good. I'm sure you have seen this. Ah, this is like fan artwork. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's a Link of Link. Yeah, I think quite a lot of people have potentially come out with like, well, a lot of people drew fan art of like potential Zelda collabs, that kind of thing. What am I doing? I didn't even use the attack speed bar. Ah, scuffed opening. Natalie's gonna die. Oh no, okay. She's good. She's dragon tanked. Just. Okay, yeah, we skipped straight to Crushing Cataclysm this time. He didn't shield, but... I don't know. I'll use Galaran's a long break or something. If it came to other collabs that I'd be hoping for... Man, what would I hope for? I'm not entirely sure. It's hard to think of anything outside of like... Because I feel like a Legend of Zelda collab is sort of the obvious choice. And not doing that is like career suicide in a way. You're throwing away free money, right? When it comes to other collabs, like, nothing's coming to mind and I don't know why. Artist produce... Oh yeah, Final Fantasy collab would be absolutely dank. What would I hope for? I think the first Final Fantasy game I played was Final Fantasy IX on the PS1. It was... I think my big sister owned the game, and so I just like played through the opening a couple of times. Oh, Vivi is a wand unit, would be pretty cool from Final Fantasy IX. Personally, I played quite a bit of Final Fantasy X as well. 11 I've played a bit of... Wait, no, 11 was the first MMO one, right? I mean 12. I never really touched 11. I've played a lot of 14, like Final Fantasy 14, the current generation MMO they're running. Oh, actually, yeah, the artist for TR, I remember seeing, like, they did Aerith and Tifa in the Dragalia Lost style, right? I remember seeing that on the subreddit quite a long while ago. Or was it like a few months ago? I'm not even sure anymore. Like since quarantine, like everything's a blur. Everything's just like, it's a mess. Time does not exist anymore. What would Tifa be? Would she be a dagger with like a special weapon skin, or no weapons? She just straight up punches people. And Aerith. I don't know, I never actually played 7 myself, but I get the idea that she's probably more of a magical type, right? So she'd be a wand or a star? Obviously there's a clear include of a Cloud as a sword unit, or maybe some weird blade unit. But as far as I can tell, like, from how like Smash only got like a few resources for from like the Final Fantasy guys for like the inclusion of Cloud in Smash. I feel like Square Enix is very, very protective of Final Fantasy as like their intellectual property. I feel like it would take a lot for like Okada and his team to like manage to, you know, convince them into doing a Final Fantasy collab, essentially. He's on a shield. Oh no, no shield? Yeah, I took my hands off my phone because I'm pretty sure he was dead after that. S2. That sticker. I missed out on Hunter Vanessa. I'm so upset. I'm not a fan of missing out on like limited collab units, and I think she's the one collab unit I missed out. Are we done with Cayenne? I don't know. Yeah, we can stop the Cayenne for now. Like, I've done a lot of it. Stop it for now. If Okada can bring a FF collab, it would basically kill any dead game memes forever. Yeah. But I feel like... we've done a lot of Cayenne already, right? Materials. 72 gold, 175 silver. That's a decent amount. No, I think that's like two of one weapon. Yeah, let's finish the bow, I guess. No, it's a terrible idea. I don't actually use the bow. I did see an auto team that used a bow recently, though. Somebody didn't have a Grace, so they used a Nefera instead, and that worked. Maybe I could try that for an auto team. Craft 2 bows. But yeah, Final Fantasy collab would be pretty damn good. What else would there be? Auto expert team, yeah. Like I mentioned before, but like when Cayenne first came out, I didn't have Grace, so I didn't really see much of a reason to like farm up Agito weapons. And this was like I barely even cleared much of like Volk as well, so I didn't really see a benefit to farming endgame weapons. Dragalia Lost X Pikmin collab with a 5-star Pipple. Oh my god, that would be so troll, crap. What should we do? Like next up on the content pipeline, I feel like I should probably fill out the rest of the Agito guides. Make a guide for Expert Ciella, make a guide for Expert Volk. Still not sure about Standard, but I think doing Standard guides would help people get past like performance anxiety if they haven't actually tried doing Standard before. So that might be something worth looking at. Because someone looking to do Standard fights for the first time, I don't think they'd like click on my videos that the Expert guides, because they might not even be aware that Expert still has mechanics from Standard. So there's that. And to be fair with Ciella, I kind of need to familiarize myself with it quite a bit more, because personally, I actually went straight to soloing Ciella. Like, I soloed Expert Ciella with Chimera Tech weapons. I think, what was my team? I think it was the standard team, like... Was it actually the standard team? I might have run like Grace, Silas, Ranzel, some 4th DPS. I'm not sure. But yeah, I do actually need to familiarize... Okay, yeah, go straight to co-op, solo, because that is typically what I do. And see if there's any Ciella going on, which is unable to find an open room. Yeah, I should have predicted this. Nobody's going to be doing Ciella at this point, are they? Ah, jeez. But yeah, Xantox, you mentioned global warming is going to punish the UK again. I'm curious as to what you mean by that. You could do some Ciella? Could we 2-man some Ciella? Do I need to mess up my team a bit? Yeah, I do have a 36 degrees tomorrow. Oh god, that sounds horrible. I'm like, because the UK doesn't get hot enough weather to warrant typically having like air conditioning, for example. But yeah, if I go to Ciella's Wrath Expert, hit the auto team, fix the Grace because I've upgraded her stuff since then, and yeah, this is the auto team that I ran. Templar Hope, Ranzel, Silas, Grace. Yeah. I don't know, I feel like Ranzel just increases the safety of the run just by a tiny bit because of his defense buff and like the tiny top-up life shield he does with his S2. Still more defense buff and life shield. Yeah. 36 degrees tomorrow. But yeah, I was saying, as I was saying, because there's no... Oh, there is a Silas room. Because there's no real reason to have air conditioning in the UK. Okay, there's no healer, so I feel like I should... Come on, change the Grace! Are you trying to auto with Hawk? Because I feel like... What do you mean, are you trying to do, like, find expert rooms with Hawk? Because I think Hawk is good in multiplayer rooms, because I think Hawk is part of the speed clears. Yeah, he's too squishy for auto. Because in auto, for like maximum reliability, you want your units to be able to reliably soak at least one wave after the cryogenic meteor, possibly two if your Silas has buffed your hit points by enough. Auto, Hope, Hawk, Silas, Grace. Yeah, I feel like if you replace the Hawk with Ranzel, like, that would tick the final box, because Ranzel, along with his defense buffs, just helps with the survivability. And with Ciella, once you have like Ranzel and Grace, because you're dispelling the defense buff, you don't have to worry about the fight dragging on anymore, because you're able to dispel Ciella's defense buffs, and she doesn't... What the hell? Okay, so this is probably a speed clear room, right? I have no idea what the speed clear actually involves. I think it's Tobias and Hawk, right? I don't actually have Tobias myself. And I don't actually have Hawk set up for a co-op either, as far as I can tell. Yeah. As I was saying, replace Hawk with Ranzel, and I feel like that would solve a lot of your problems. And either way, if you build up Ranzel, then like it's a good ticket towards getting his S1 for dispelling, basically. This setup with the Chocolatiers, I think this is like a speed clear setup for standard Ciella, which makes sense. I wouldn't bring Hawk to expert Ciella because I'd just solo that. So yeah, at this point, I'm very much just... Yeah, it's an Alazan build for High Mercury as well. Would you be up for E-Twins? I can do E-Twins. I can The only E-Twins unit I have, though, is a Karina. This is not the right Karina setup. Because, you know, I did the Karina video, and, you know, Karina worked well enough for everything else. So, yeah, sure. Expert Twins. I can edit the stream info, be like, hey, I'm playing with viewers now. Ooh. Yeah, co-oping any other expert feels really bad since you can auto them easily. Personally, I can't auto expert Volk, but I'm not sure if there is, like, if that's possible without, like, farming master a bit first. So expert, co-op, trader room. Alright, I'm gonna set it to water. And man? Shadow, maybe? I don't know. Water and shadow for the potential grace. But personally, I have no idea where the Wait, hold on. I should probably make a private room first. Create a private or local room. Yeah, makes more sense. Yeah, we've mentioned, like, Hawk is... I think Hawk just stands in, like, stands in the wrong place. Because he'll basically stand at maximum possible range, and most of the time that means he'll just end up eating, like... eating the waves after the meteors. When I run... because when I run auto, then I have Grace in the lead, and since she's the only ranged character, she ends up being like... well, she ends up being the bait for the meteors, essentially, and because of the way things work, because she ends up being the bait for the meteor, she typically can soak one wave just fine. Sometimes two, depending on how late it is in the fight. I don't know who player 3 is, but I can't read the kanji. I can read Kono Ya. I assume that's Ya for field? I don't know what the fourth character is. This bastard. Oh. Is that kanji for Yaro? Huh. Ah. Well, me, I'm too good to learn kanji for, like, unkind words. I don't know, my knowledge for kanji is, like, limited. I studied a bit of kanji, like... That's a lily, yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. I guess that's the problem with, okay, yeah, no, I need to, like, gate this out to, like, axes above a certain height, I think. I need the best bet. This guy's mashing quick join, I feel. It's gonna be a trap. If he joins a third time, might be an idea to, like, remake the lobby with axe restrictions or something. He's joined again. Stop using quick join, it's gonna keep bringing you back to us. No? Does she have a Karina? She does! And it's a Gavner and Trenna. Spicy. Well, I guess that means we're ready. Right, right, screw it. Let's go. Let's go. I have not done Expert Ciella in a while. This might be possible. Should be possible. Should be fine. We'll be fine. Actually, I say I haven't done it in a while. I did it, like, probably an hour ago. failed to connect to server. No, no, not like this. Are we good? I'll be so upset if we end up just crashing out after this. Is everyone here? Everyone's here. It's standard. Roll back. Touch the side. Did we do the thing? We did the thing! I think I shapeshifted too early. Oh, I ate a swipe. That is bad. Holy crap. Holy crap, this is the fastest I've done it, I think, with the Karina team. Goes to show what happens when everyone knows what they're doing. I even ate a swipe and got burnt there, but I guess that doesn't matter when you... Oh god. Yeah, 4 Karinas, by the way. Oh, I've actually cleared faster than this before. Yeah, that's why the Karina strat is like a cheese strat, in a way, right? Because like everyone riffs off each other in terms of the buffs. Like somebody has the Summer Cleo buff. That's like a massive boost to damage. Everything just works, and even if you don't clear it in 50 seconds, Gavner channel 1 unbind. That's better than my Gavner channel, which is like negative unbinds. I don't even have one, and it's very upsetting. I have Lazary, but no Gavner channel. But to be fair, I didn't actually put on that showcase because I was like, there's no way. Ah, shit, I rolled forward. My bad, my bad, my bad. I'm terrible. Yeah, retry. I screwed up. I cannot talk. It's distracting me. But yeah, I don't have a Gavner channel. I didn't put on the showcase because I was like, it's a permanent showcase. It'll be fine. I'll get the units eventually. But then Gavner and China ends up being effectively like 50% skill haste, which is broken as hell. Ah, dear. I regret not having Gavner and China. Now's a good time, I think. Yeah, I may have transformed just a tiny bit too early to like properly soak things. Like ideally what you do is Alright, we got it. Summoned on the Dragon Banner with Azazel and Gavner and Trena, and got a mubbed Azazel for my grace, and 2 unbound Gavner and Trena mugged it with stones. Yeah. I don't know, I'm like really stingy with my summons, like even though it's probably a good idea for me to summon on the Dragon Banner once in a while, I just have like this massive fear of missing out on limited units, and like in case another broken Gala Dragon comes along, I'm just like, I got a horde. Gavner and Trena better than future Gala Water. Yeah, they like Gavner and Trena. Well, future Gala Water Dragon. If it's a thing, like, yeah, I think Gavner and Trena is gonna be really hard to beat. Pipple. I'm not sure about this. Future Water will probably be better on chefs. I have no idea how the chefs play, actually, because they don't need the skill haste. Do they charge their skills like relatively quickly? Do we want to try and run with a Pipple? I think it'll work, right, with the defense buffs? Can we Pipple? We'll try it, we'll try it, we'll try it. We'll try it. Oh dear. Yeah, Valeria charges S1 in a single combo. Ah. I suppose you want to do the single combo anyway. Mitsuba charges S2 and 2 times C2? Ah. Yeah, this is not going to be... Oh, actually there's still some potential for this to be a speed clear, funnily enough. Strange. Yeah, I feel like I'm transforming too early. Like, ideally I should be, like, dragon tanking the purple. Like, with the dragon skill, but it's not happening. Does this Pitbull know to stun? He does. Good times. This might still be okay, considering, like, Pitbull does the whole defense buffs thing. Ah, no crits on the S1, that's really sad. Ah, jeez. Oh no, we had to do mechanics. Oh no, more mechanics? More mechanics. Yeah, I'm really sad that, like, because of my tendency to hoard and not summon on, like, non-limited showcases, then, like, I'm missing out on chefs. Oh my god, I have to die already. Okay, there we go. I was about to eat a clap after getting burned. 2-minute clear with 1 Pitbull, that's... could be worse, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, the chefs were the first characters to introduce, like, the 2 stance mechanic, which was really novel at the time. Yeah, I summon only when I need something where it's Gala/limited. Yeah, I'm much the same, but a lot of the time it's very hard to really sort of evaluate characters when they're first released on the showcase, because you don't know whether or not someone's going to end up being, like, part of a new broken strat. Like, nowadays we have Mitsuba as part of the super broken cheese strats with, like, Marth and whatever. Connection error occurred, you've left the room. Sad times. Yeah, Mitsuba and these cheese strats is just so sad. But yeah. And then I believe Mitsuba and Valeria ended up, like, somewhat topping the charts for like water DPS on the sim, and well, you know, sim's not a bible, but you know, it's a useful guideline for a lot of people, even if it's not going to accurately sort of give you a look at, like, you know, the full picture, really, because the DPS sim does not capture how Karina might happen to clear Ayaha and Otaha in 50 seconds. I'm curious as to what the actual effective DPS of Ayaha and Otaha, well, Karina, like a Karina and a 4 Karina strat team is. Actually, let's look it up. Let's look up Ayaha and Otaha on the Dragalia Lost wiki. Not our enemy, so let's look at the quests. So in Expert, they have, like, what? Combined 8 million hit points, roughly, just over that. So let's say for the calculator, bring up, right, so 5.6 million plus 2.8 million is 8.4 million. 50 seconds is, let's say that's like, crap, I don't even know if that's like a DPS number. So 8.4, that's 2.1 million damage over 50 seconds. So divide that by 50 and that is 42,000 DPS. Is that what it says on the... I'm not sure if that's what it says on the DPS charts on the sim. I feel like something's screwed up. What happened here? Okay. The phase shift, which is like 5 to 7 seconds. So if we say... and it's really 2.1 million damage over the course of 40 seconds. What does that become? I don't know, but I'm not confident in my maths while I'm trying to do Ayahanata. But we came up to like 42,000 DPS over 50 seconds, right? So take away 20% of the time, roughly. And that equates to about 50,000 DPS, right? Yeah, I'm not getting the timing right for this. Oh, that didn't even hit. Mechanics. I mean, the nice thing about the Karina strat... Oh, I got the butterflies. The nice thing about the Karina strat is even if you don't manage to, like, speed clear it... Ah, dear. I did a boo-boo. I might end up dying here. I'm gonna die! Even if you don't clear within the first 50 seconds, as long as you play properly, it's still possible to... It's still possible to clear over like 2 or 3 minutes, slowly. Jeez, what was going in phase 1? What was our Yeah, I don't know. Like, we didn't... Typically, if every Karina is doing the right thing and is adequately equipped, like, one rotation of skills should clear phase 1. I don't know why that didn't happen. Could be one of the Karinas didn't have the right shared skills, didn't have the right prints. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, the fact that we didn't blast through phase 1 in one rotation of skills probably should have been a clue that, like, this was going to be a slow run. Ugh. 9.8k Karina. I mean, this should be fine. This should be fine. Okay, maybe I should check their shared skills and setups, but I trust most people know what they're doing, right, with the Karina strat? Ah, Jesus. Dropped the prison on top of the boss. Yeah, you want to be clearing phase 1 by the time, like, Aya does a whole backflip thing, because at that point, you know, Alta has dashed away. Why is there a prison? Someone got hit? Ooh, 2 burnt Karinas. Oh god, I'm eating everything. 2 dead Karinas, yeah, let's retry this. Is no one bogging from the start? That might be the case. Yeah. No, I might be holding onto my bog skill a bit early. No, holding onto my bog skill for too long. Yeah. Keep that in mind. Dodge back. Side. Up. Fog. Okay, I bogged this time. We did a bit more damage, but I feel like we're still missing something. Someone might be using Ranzel's skill share or something. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure we'd see it if somebody was Ranzel skill sharing. But okay, that's a bit better. If I bog properly. Ah, she skipped the double exclamation points. Ah, mechanics. Break! Oh, damn it! After I blew all my skills as well. Careful not to eat the butterflies when they drop. Oh! I was about to eat the butterflies after they drop. Okay, 2 minutes 15 seconds. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't get everything aligning for like super fast clear. We might be missing a second Governor and Trenner as well, which will cause the fight to drag on a bit. Because buff zones do a lot. The buff zone's riffing off Karina's skill charge. Yeah, really does a lot. I think we just ran with this Karina. Yeah. I don't know, with the amount of traffic that we're getting through Expert and Arch at the moment, it might not be a good idea to like jump out and back into rooms quickly. Well, at least the dash was baited into the wall, I guess? Right, we've had 2 rotations of skills now. Oh, there is one burnt. One burnt Karina, probably going to die. Why is there a line coming out of that? It's unfortunate. You know, it happens. I don't know. Folk Arena is like this well-oiled machine. Once everyone gets once everyone does their part, it goes quickly, and even if it doesn't, like, it'll trundle across the finish line just fine. What is that skill? Is someone's using an energizing skill? Is that Yaten? I feel like I'm seeing Yaten's skill share for some reason. I missed an S1. It's very sad. I'm gonna take it easy because, like, if we push phase 2 too early, like, Karina number 2 is just gonna die to burn damage. Okay, they're transformed. We're all good. The problem with streaming this is, like, you want to maintain a decent level of focus, which also means it's damn hard to talk. But yeah, I think things are going well. We should be on. This should be clear. We're past the difficult bits, as far as I can tell. Oh, Kagame with the red butterflies, drop it underneath the boss for extra damage. Does mean people have to disengage, but... Ah, jeez, I'm about to use it, aren't I? Okay, no, never mind. Right, everyone's burnt. This could... Okay, we got a break, we're good. Okay, that was possibly about to go terribly. Did you get stunned again? Wait, people died? Oh no. What have I done? Yeah, that is clearly how you're supposed to handle that mechanic. Yeah, now I don't have dragon form to, like, soak the burn, which could potentially be really painful. Okay, yeah, now I'm just gonna have to eat the burn. Yeah, no, this is gonna take too long. Clutch content. No, I don't want this. Sifu is a boy. Kuto is a guy who made a weird channel that sends me pings called Sifu Gone Wild. Oh dear. Oh. Yeah, my phone and its connectivity is not too great. Pride Flower limited time only emote. Ah, looks nice. But yeah, hey Kudo. Nice to see you drop by. Lost Tangerine. What is it with people in like these X-gasm emotes? Goodness me. Very unchristian. Got AI for Ekai is dancing with Galaxy in a single attack. Yeah. That's how it be. Okay, that damage soak with the dragon form actually went perfectly there. Yeah, Galic's AI isn't all that great. Honestly, like, I probably have better results if I like subbed in a Vice instead of Galic's for like auto teams, but that means I can't use the dagger for Delphi. Yeah, Gala Alex and the AI just... I ate... I'm gonna fucking die. I ran into the butterfly. Can you 3-man this? I mean, I'm gonna break. Ugh, this is terrible. I ate the butterfly. I shouldn't do that. That is full-on shitter behavior. Oh god, if she claps now, you guys are done. Okay, no, you got the break. Oh dear. I don't think it's possible to... Oh no, if you dragon tank, yeah, you'll survive. Yeah, that's a bad sign if you see Antagata repeated. Clap! Yeah, okay, we'll restart. Clutch content? Clutch content. Okay, it's probably not happening. Yeah, Galic's AI. Not the best thing, but use what you have, I guess. I don't know, I tried using Belina AI, but I feel like she just dumps her S2 in Dragon Drive as soon as she can, and it's just sad times. Because I saw like Tiki, and her AI used like her Dragon Drive perfectly fine. They just let Grace die. Yeah, I think the problem with that is like Grace tends to sit in the unbreakable satellites and just eats damage. So you need to have like a decently built team first in order to reliably deal with Expert Cayenne. Okay, phase 2, nobody's burned. I feel like I learnt the timing while her transformation was still a bit janky. Like, I think the transformation timing I'm using is still like from when the damage came out was like a bit inconsistent. And she'd like sometimes transform right in the middle. Stop it! No. I'm gonna Dragon to take care of this. Got caught up against the terrain, couldn't dodge past stuff. Ooh, got prisoned. We're good. 2 Karinas? Yeah. This is fine. My phone is lagging. That is unusual. Is it overheating? Oh. Come on, we're so close. Oh dear. Okay, this might be a bit more difficult than anticipated. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, we're good. But we really need to clear it now. Good one, Konoyaro. Ah, Jesus. Oh my god, that was spicy, but we got it. Jeez. Ugh. Karina pubs. Is it 2 pubs? Is it us and 2 pubs? Goodness me. Yeah. Are they gonna try again? Oh no, it's just us. Okay, give me a sec. I'm gonna run to the bathroom again. I drank coffee before this stream. Not a good idea.
大丈夫か？火星に来たよ。
Ah, shit, everyone's readied up. No, never mind, they left. Okay, well, let's try again. Hopefully this... Send an emote, I'm here. Let them know I'm here, come on. I suppose with only one Governor and trainer it could be a slow run. Kind of makes sense. You do. Come on, we're good. I'm here now. Let's go. What was I saying before that? Was I saying anything before that? Yeah, my train of thought is completely gone. Completely gone. Drank coffee before stream. What was I talking about before then? Someone got burned. I'm just gonna hit retry already. Oh wait, no, they survived. Shit. Wait, did they not get burnt? Did they just eat attacks instead? No, don't retry. It was a mistake. Oh Jesus Christ! Ah, jeez, why did everyone press yes? They assumed something fucked up when they see the retry. Ah, jeez. That's gotta be it. But no, this room is fine. I didn't even get to use my S1. That's how quickly we're clearing this. Someone got burned. Someone got clipped. Such is life. It happens. Yeah. Not too many people farming Iron out of her nowadays. Nice. Ah, Jesus. I did not iframe that properly. Ah, she went straight to the clap! Oh, I'm alive! It's a Christmas miracle. We're all good? We're all good. Alright, this should be fine. Try not to eat the butterflies as they pop. Try and bait her into that. Nice. Ah, this is fine. No. Energized. Wait. Why do I see the icon and I'm not energized at the moment? God, I'm rolling so much. Stop this goddamn. You're dead. Yeah. Alright, we're good. Jeez. Man, it's really nice to like pull off the slick dodges for the is it Midaremai? That's the ring donut stuff. It's nice, just dodging all the reds but staying in the circles. Feels good. Having the two skills while they're completely untouchable makes this worse Agito for me. Yeah, like, it's because they become completely untargetable and you're stuck dealing with their mechanics rather than the actual, you know, bashing them in the face, which feels just bad. Completely understandable. Is anyone else streaming Dragalia Lost at this time? I'm not entirely sure. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Do-do-do-do. Oh, guess I'm the only one streaming Dragalia Lost. Yeah, this is why, like, Metcalf actually said that this was a good time slot to stream, because, like, nobody else really streams in this time. I appreciate his advice, it was nice. Like, huh. But yeah, if anyone else wants to join, like, feel free. If you're unsure about the fight, well, shout out to my YouTube channel. I do have a guide for both the entire Ayaha and Otaha fight. Like, every single mechanic is covered in my fight guide. But if I grab the link here, get a link, and bam, fight guide. That is a fight guide for Ayaha and Otaha that I released on YouTube. And if you want to know, like, the secret sauce that allows you to Korean cheese, then, well, you're in luck. I also have that too. It'll go over, like, the skills you use, like, in terms of skill share, the exact script that you have to follow to, like, go through one skill rotation and enter phase 2. Print suggestions. Most of the time it's like, it's the typical recommendation is Summer Paladins and Brothers in Arms is like the most consistent one for speed clears, but they're also rather niche in their applications. Like Brothers in Arms, like the only other person I think that uses it is like Patia. For Summer Paladins is like the axe skill damage print. I'm not entirely sure what else it does. Summer Paladins also energy double buff. Okay, yeah, so that's like some of the secret sauce as well, because, you know, that contributes towards Karina's S1 scaling as well. And every 5 levels of energy double buff. Given that there's defense buffs flying everywhere, then, like, you know, every now and again you get to rattle off plus 50% damage, or at least ish 50% damage S1s, which is really meaty. We'll ignore the fact that that plus 50% damage doesn't include stuff like crit, but, you know, that's what inspiration's for. Because it's always a flat 50% regardless of whether or not you crit, which is like one of the really disappointing things about energy. Like, it could have really good synergy, but it doesn't.
火星に来たよ。
10.5k Karina. Mercury Axe. That is doable. They have the right prints. No idea about the skills, but looks good to me. But yeah, I would say that that's like the bare minimum kind of build that you want to be able to like cheese effectively. And I'm actually not entirely sure when's a good point to go from using the Mercury Axe to the Agito one, because in the end you don't use the Agito weapon for the skill, you just use it as a stat stick, essentially. So I guess the break point, so to speak, is when the Agito weapon gives you more stats than the Mercury one. Yeah, like she definitely transforms a lot slower compared to like when she... I don't think I was in the skill charge zone. Yeah, Jesus. That was really bad. Try and bog her, really more damage. Okay, skip double exclamation points, went straight into the room-wide AoE, which is a good sign. Means this room kind of knows what they're doing, but we also didn't break immediately. Like, it's possible to break right at that point, but that's possibly contingent on people having like overdrive Punisher. That's why you put Mega Man in your backline, for example. But if you don't, well, that's the beauty of this cheese strat is, well, even if you don't clear in 50 seconds, you can still do everything slowly. Oh god, the butterflies. Oh god, the butterflies dropped in front of me. I'm gonna die. Oh, the miracle break! Okay, we're good, we got this. Full plan. Oh my god. Okay, let's not die to burn this time. That was a spicy break. Oh my god. I don't like it when she claps in the middle of the skill. It interrupts your skill. Feels bad. But okay, yeah, if you have to deal with a couple of mechanics because you're not breaking as soon as possible, still, just over 2 minutes for a clear, and that is the wonder of the Karina cheese. Still not quite as fast as the Marth cheese, but I feel like it's just too much effort to try and learn like every single in and out of that cheese to like make a full guide for it. Because the Karina cheese, you know, it's 4 very similar variations of Karina, right? But the Marth cheese is like super involved. I feel like if I were to put the effort into making a guide for the Marth cheese, I would also have to like learn the ins and outs of every single role of that cheese, essentially, in order for me to feel like I'm happy with the contents of that guide. Effort. So much effort. I don't know. I suppose it's the price to pay for, like, creating content that you're happy with. Or I'm happy with, at least. And yeah, like, the reception for the latest No Fluff analysis of, like, this month in Dragalia Lost was, like, I don't know. Still fairly okay, but, you know, I received some, like, valid criticisms and, like, I didn't really add too much in the video, and yeah. You know, I guess I got a bit lazy with that video. Next time, we'll do better, and I guess that's all any of us can do, really. What have I said? Like, as long as you keep beating yourself, you'll always improve. That phrasing as well. Jeez, I don't know. Actually, yeah, how am I doing in terms of, like, resources for this? Because what's the aim? I should probably have enough to max out the water tree by the time Master comes out. And oh god, I need a lot of silver fragments. Okay, that's farming for another day, I guess. Silver fragments for that. Because, what, it's like 10 levels, which means I'll want 400 silver fragments to max out the water tree once that's released. Once the level of that increases, anyway. I'm not entirely sure how many resources, like silver fragments wise, it takes to upgrade from tier 1 to tier 2. But at the very least I should do that as well. Which also begs the question of, like, there is the very slim chance that the master version of this fight will have something that stops you from Karina cheesing it. Should be very sad. But what did they change between Master and Expert Cayenne? Well, they made it necessary for you to have a healer again, essentially. Just through like massively increased amounts of outgoing damage. And like the frequent shields meant that you needed people to be able to dispel as well. Which is, you know, sort of like everything we could have asked for. We wanted the fight to not be trivial. That's exactly what we got. And as a result, it is still, like, it is a fun fight. Which is good. Like, this is the kind of content that we want. Stuff that doesn't get completely blown out within a week or two. Although, I guess with some, like, more hardcore players, I suppose that's going to happen anyway. But for me, hey, I can grace, I can clear somewhat consistently, and it's never like completely brainless like Expert Cayenne is, to the point where like you just micro optimizing. Minor visual glitches there, and that's just like a symptom of the way that I share my screen with my PC, essentially. But you know, it solves itself. Perfect. Oh god, I got burnt. If we skip to clap, I'm dead. Oh, I'm not. Okay, 130% defense buff. Oh, someone else died. Hey, it wasn't me. Oh dear. Right, the defense buffs were not in their favour. Okay, well, I think, was this our first time running with this 9 Karina? Shake off the rust and get straight back into things. I didn't even manage to hit my S1. I mean, like, it feels good and bad when that happens. I mean, it's good because it means that, like, everyone's competent and is doing the correct rotation. But it's bad because it feels bad to just not... Oh, they died again. Okay. Oh, yep, they're out, I guess. They're just not feeling it. And you know that happens. Sometimes you just screw up twice in a row and, well, it turns out the rust needs a bit of oil. This, I assume this, well, KCB BCK? I don't know what that could potentially be an abbreviation for. I kind of want to say kickback, but there's too many B's for that. Yeah, we've run with them a couple of times. They've, like, jumped in and out of this room. 3 Siren, 1 Governor Inferno. I mean, it'll do. Loving the survive bonus buff for standard and expert Cayenne. Yeah, I mean, like, for expert Cayenne, I've noticed you go from, like, averaging 4 gold shards to you know what, Xantox, it's fine, I get it. The words are there, syntax is less important. You know, it's like for expert Cayenne, it's like it's ended up being like a sort of like a 50% increase to 50% increase the amount of gold fragments that we get, essentially. For standard, I haven't been paying as much attention. Is Summer Cleo SS even wanted in Karina Cheese? I could run something else. It's actually fairly good. I think it's worth it. Ah, I used Energize on Ocean Fury. That is sad. Come on, break, break, break. Yes! This could be a speed clear. Come on, come on. Die! Ah, damn it, mechanics! Not again. But yeah, Summer Cleo Skillshare, I believe, is something you want. It is. Ooh, what? What? Why did I get staggered there? Did I stay in the AoE for too long? I interrupted my sprint. That's weird. But yes, we do want Summer Cleo Skillshare. Like, it provides a decent buff to, well, everyone's S1s, essentially. I feel like if you're in this room playing with me, and you're potentially listening to my commentary, you're also hearing, like, voice lines of the characters twice, right? Might be slightly trippy in terms of, like, echoing and whatnot, which I hadn't considered until now. I normally record with, like, sound on, but without music. Because having music makes, like, cuts really awkward because the music jumps around. But I don't typically see... Ah, it's perfectly fine? Okay, good to hear. Because I don't typically see, or his Mechaf, at least in his streams, like... I noticed that he plays, like, no game sound whatsoever from his iPad. But he still has music on in the background. Lancelot. Oh, they've got a Governor in China. This could be good. Right, gotta focus. What just happened there? I feel like someone... Crap, I forgot to bog. But someone black flagged in the middle of the dashes? Dead, Karina. Someone black flagged in the middle of the... dash? I just see them spinning right in the middle. It's just like, that's not quite how the opening goes. Yeah, I'll attribute it to some fat fingering. Ah, I got hit by the prison. What did I screw up there? I don't think I iframed it properly. I'm probably going to die. Nah, it's fine, I wasn't the only one. Jesus. What the hell happened there? God, how did everything go so wrong? Oh dear. Dear. It happens. At least I wasn't the only one. Jeez. Oh. Thinking cap back on. Yeah. I know. So I've been experimenting with our openings. It turns out that I can, like... Ah, Jesus. What am I doing? I can, in fact, use the bog, like, as, like, skill number 3. Oh, miracle break timing! Saved a couple of people, I bet. Smash! No! No mechanics! No! Jeez. Mechanics are pain. Yeah, the problem is, like... Oh. I spy with my little eye. One dead Karina. Oh, you can block the butterfly. Yeah, but I have the phone in a tripod, basically. And the side effect of that is that there's like this really thick, chunky bracket on either side of the bottom of my phone. It makes hitting stuff like a bit awkward at times. When she runs off. Yeah, it's... You need, like, everything to line up just right in order to get the 50-second clear. But yeah, untargetable segments. It's just forced downtime, essentially, which is very sad. Jeez. Well, let's see. After Shadow Agito, screams bad game design. It could be. It makes me think again of like Final Fantasy XIV, where like you do get phase changes and like basically shows how bad they are at balancing power creep. I think it goes to show that like they don't really fully take into consideration like the potential street, like, I don't know, it's hard to see cheese strategies before we really experiment, and I feel like they might be lacking in terms of their playtesting team. They're not really discovering these strategies themselves. I mean, even like when we first saw the news of the spirals, like Xander Spiral, Karina Spiral came out, like there were some individuals in the community did twig that like the S2 giving a defense buff along with the full skill charge at the start of quest was like, you know, something might come out of that, like. But what, yeah, I suppose now with like skill share being a thing, the potential for different character builds has increased so much that like it's difficult to anticipate, you know, the full ramifications of different changes. Because Karina even before this, like Karina had the S1 scaling. But I suppose like Gavner and Trenna and the very infinitesimally small skill charge on her third ability, like 5% per skill cast, like was enough to really set things off and you know. Whew. Dangerous stuff. And then there's a Moth Cheese. Like, that's like the really annoying thing, that they thought that, you know, last boost already gets abused, but then they're like, hey, you get another charge of it now. Like, it's so broken, and like the risk is like, I got stuck in the prison because I'm a shitter. Okay, this might go poorly. Okay, never mind, we're fine. Just a slow phase one. I'm swinging into thin air. Okay, we're fine. We're good. Wait, who has... Someone has a Zhangxia skill share. That... Okay, I guess it increases security, but... You know, the safest way of clearing the fight is to clear it in 50 seconds. There she goes, flying off again, because we lack the damage to break her immediately. Ah! Jeez. Yeah, one of the randoms has a Zhangxia skill share. That is mildly worrying. You're broken, don't fly away! Oh no. Oh, I am burned. Nobody died. No, I guess that's what happens when everyone's like rocking 110% defense. Alright, yeah, that's fine. Butterflies go boom. But we're good. Yeah, no, Moth Cheese I feel like is going to be the death of all good game design. Or like encounter design, that kind of thing. But yeah, as I was saying, like, the forced downtime, like, frequently features in Final Fantasy XIV fights, I believe. And it is a way of introducing, you know, some interesting mechanics that, you know, if they're more complicated, you'd be dissuaded from wanting to actually try and damage the boss at all. But the difference between the fights that we see in Dragalia Lost versus the ones that we see in Final Fantasy XIV is that I don't think the mechanics in like some of the Final Fantasy XIV fights actually repeat the way that they do in the Agito fights. So we see like Kana Ichimonme and Abukatata Niatata, like 2 lines and 2 butterflies. Nothing changes about those mechanics between the repeats, and that I think is that's the problem with the fight design. Like, for example, if, who knows, maybe there were like 4 butterflies instead of 2 butterflies the next time it comes around, like, I don't know. It's like, it's an artifact of the fact that, like, the Agito fights are phase-based, and mechanics can repeat between phases, whereas the encounters in Final Fantasy XIV, while there are phases and you can push phases by doing lots of damage, like we do in Dragalia Lost, the fights also typically follow like, some fights will follow a script. Which I guess is what they were going for with, like, the High Dragon Trial fights. In the High Dragon Trial fights, like, the forced downtime for mechanics like Grand Muspelheim or X Muspelheim or whatever in, like, High Brynhilde, it doesn't feel too bad, I think. I don't know, like, you can break before that mechanic, and that is like a sub-optimization you can do to try and clear the fight extra quickly, but it doesn't feel super annoying like we get now, where like the boss can will repeatedly use their like forced downtime mechanics. do you think having attack patterns be even more random / varied would make the Agito fight better? I think the problem with making, like, randomizing attack patterns is that you also have to make them reactable. And there is a balance to be had between making mechanics reactable and having to, like, memorize them. So a big problem with, like, the High Dragon Trials stuff, I believe, is, like, you have to memorize the fights to a certain extent. Whereas the Agito fights change that up. They made the mechanics reactable to a certain degree, like Cayenne swipes, for example. Like, you can react to that. It's slow. You can see the, like, at least the first swipe, the first purple swipe, for example. You can react to that. The second one comes out a bit faster, but after you've seen it the first time, you know that the second faster swipe is coming out. I got ignited. Please, no clap. Yeah. And the alternative to randomized fights is like a heavily scripted one. But in order to make a heavily scripted fight seem like, you have to also make it non-trivial, because if a fight can be scripted but you can still fail the mechanics and, like, do it fine, I feel like that trivializes the content as well. Like, that's the sort of dichotomy we have with High Dragon Trials. But if the mechanics within Agito fights were randomized, I mean, they're inherently reactable to a certain degree. Like Monster Hunter fights. I don't think randomizing the moveset too much, like, because we still have there's the phase change mechanic, right? Or at least, like, there's different sets of hit point levels where the moveset of the boss changes, and they'll repeat mechanics within that moveset. I think the danger of making them random or varied is that there are chances where you will get mechanics repeating directly one after another. And if you somehow were to, like, introduce rules to counteract that, then we begin to see, like, I don't know, is that not very similar to what we already have? We see, like, 2 or 3 moves within any certain, like, health level of an Agito fight, I think. The worst bit is, like, Master Cayenne. The main benefit would be basically that players wouldn't as easily boil down fights and cheese strats. Yeah, I suppose it prevents content from going as, like, stale as quickly. But people, like, always search for cheese strats, like, no matter what. And I think prevention of cheese strats ultimately comes down to, like, the full fight design, and not inherently, like, anything about the moveset at all. Like, for example, like, currently we don't have any cheese strats for Master Cayenne, for example. And I believe that's because of the fact that, like, the way that the forced damage comes out prevents... Well, it means that you can't sacrifice survivability for even more damage, which... I suppose is the main gist of cheese strats, is that there is a trade-off between survivability and damage. Like the Marth cheese, for example. If you screw up the Marth cheese and you don't clear it within, like, how long does a Muff Cheese take? It's like a 15-20 second clear, right? The problem, like, Muff Cheese is the sort of extreme situation of trading off survivability for damage, because if you don't do Muff Cheese correctly, like, your run is done. You cannot survive or, like, clear the fight after the initial volley of skills that you attempt to do with, you know, the Mitsuba Muff strategy. I am burning, and if she claps, I'm going to die. Okay, she did not clap. Yeah. Like, the Master Cayenne method of preventing cheese is introduce so much damage that you have no choice but to have to take defensive options. Now the problem here that I'm seeing, like, immediately after saying that is that, well, I'm running Karina cheese at the moment, right? The strength of Karina cheese is that even if you don't rattle off all of your damage skills and, like, bring her down in 50 seconds, she still has inherent survivability. So what would I do to counter Karina cheese? I suppose introduce mandatory burn, huh? Or at least unavoidable burn, I think would completely neuter Karina cheese, but that would also, like, make it incredibly unappealing to use stun resist water characters. And, you know, before Flame Agito, that was already the case, right? You mostly wanted to use burn resist characters behind Brunhilde, and I guess introducing unavoidable burn to, like, potential Master Flame Agito would do something along those lines. Because, like, if you want to introduce unavoidable burn to this fight, like, Karina gets screwed in multiple ways, right? Like, she's stuck, like, either having to... She's stuck having to take, like, you need to bring one person who can burn cleanse, or... Yeah, Master Kai out by giving them a ton of HP. Like, the way that Master Kai went is that not only was there a ton of hit points, but they also increased the damage to the point where you also couldn't just try and burn through those hit points before the unavoidable damage overwhelmed you. Yeah, introducing a ton of hit points would definitely stop Laugh Cheese from being a thing, but I don't think that would make people shy away from a 4 Karina strat. Because the 4 Karina strategy, the strengths of it are, like, even if you don't get a fast clear, you still have survivability. So, swipes became purple too, yeah. But to be fair, like, people weren't getting hit by the red swipes anyway, right? And the purple swipes are still sort of trivial to dodge. Like, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think making the swipes purple did a huge amount. Because, okay, what purple swipes has done, I believe, is make, like, Glio incredibly difficult to use. Because Glio as a ranged character, like, well, like, because you're forced to move so much, it makes the Glio zone incredibly difficult to utilize, because, you know, it's a stationary zone where you get buff. You get the buffs in the stationary zone. And, like, by making it difficult for you to make use of that zone, does some stuff to sort of invalidate Cleo, right? Am I gonna buy? Transfer destined. No. Like, personally, I initially tried to run Glio in Master Cayenne, and it was just incredibly, like, it's a massive pain in the ass for Glio to try and work around the purples. Like, yeah, I will admit that. Like the additional shields and the double buffing from the shields, yeah, that made you have to bring at least a decent amount of dispel. Bellina, yeah, Bellina's desirable because she handles the mechanics like very well. And I have to say, like, when it was still just standard in Expert Cayenne, I wasn't seeing much Bellina. I heard in Grand Blue Fantasy they basically put a hard DPS cap across the board. Hard DPS cap across the board. Stops cheese, but it also, I feel like it kind of removes a bit of the complexity of the fight. Or at least some creativity. Yeah, Shadow is getting out of control there too. All I've ever heard about with Grand Blue Fantasy is a Summer Zooey. I have no idea how the rest of the game works. Just need to be more careful with buffing units. Yeah, I mean, thing is though, like, hindsight is 2020. Like, at a glance, it didn't feel like the Karina buffs were like horribly broken, as far as I can tell. Like, we saw that Karina, like, with the upgrades, inherently had a lot of sustain. I'm getting distracted by the fight now. But sustain combined with damage scaling. We didn't, like, the thing that we failed to predict, I believe, was that Karina would see so much damage from all of these buffs. Ah, I was so close to clearing! Oh, wait, is she just gonna die from Frostbite? She's gonna She's gonna die as soon as she lands. Yeah. I know. The one thing I'm still upset about, I've said it multiple times this stream already, just Marth. He's so broken, and like, you can't nerf characters without upsetting people either. Jeez. Can't win this. Light spirals are coming up, so I kind of hope they don't be too careful with the buffs for that element. I want strong light units. You say that, but we also want to kind of avoid completely, I don't know what the feeling is about, like, because if you buff light to the level of other elements, you'll also, like, just completely invalidate High Zodiac as a fight, right? What they do need to do, I think, at the very least, is yeah, like, even if you do balance content around the element it's intended for, like, because of the inherent imbalance between, like, well, different difficulties now. Konoyara says it correctly. If you don't Dark, we'll just approach on other element content like a thing. It's like the way that we've seen, like, oh, dead Karina. Like, Mercurial Gauntlet is just completely blasted by Shadow, right? Not that Mercurial Gauntlet is really, like, you know, the pinnacle of endgame content, but it clearly shows, like, what happens when content is balanced around its element, is that since Shadow is just so much more powerful. They just blast through everything. The one thing I think Light needs fixed is its reliance on paralysis, because that I think is going to hold it back a lot. 60 people use on element now. Hits harder if the shadow dies. Okay, I mean, goes to show that I haven't really done much Imperial Gauntlet myself. No. I sound a bit. Whoever took the bait for that cross marker tried to get some extra charges from the buff zone. Yeah, could have gone terribly. Break! Ugh, pain. Oh. I'm still stuck in Dragon! What are these skills? Wait, that was like... That was a super weird break. She basically didn't stop moving. Again? Okay, we're good. I think the move to this boss's invulnerable states prevents possible breaking completely until the mechanic is done. Yeah. Which is kind of strange, because it doesn't do that for Ciella as far as I can tell. I know, like, if she starts walking to the center for her two beams, like, you can break her while she's walking to that. But yeah, no, like, forced downtime, sad times. Shadow Agito is named Tartarus, so start or E-Tart for short. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Oh, retard if he turns out to be an awful fight. I hope not. I hope not. Everyone's gone. Okay, right, I'm gonna take a break from the Nota as well. We've done a lot of clears, my goodness. Friend requests. Friend requests. Doing those on stream, huh? Sure. Mappy. I believe that was one of the Koreans that we saw earlier today. Yeah, I suppose it's a thing. Like, I should probably share, like, friend code? Player info, profile. Yeah, we'll share my code. My code is 49213445 Bop. What's your code? Want to add you? Yep, that is now in chat. I have 121 stamina. I should burn some of that away as well. For shits and giggles. I want to double check that my Ciella comp still works to an extent, and also update my history because I don't think Grace has her stuff anymore. So let's plug that back in and fire that off, I guess. Autoplay 2.0. Fire that off. And everyone's got double buff. Yeah, we're good. This leaves me open to talk. Shadow Agito. Yeah. Like, they need to do something about, like, Light's over-reliance on paralysis. I understand, like, Radiant Xuanzang is potentially quite desirable, right? Because Radiant Xuanzang, she has the what is it, like paralysis resist decrease on her like enhanced force strike essentially, right? So there's a potential for like Radiant Transang to come into use. Mitsuhide, Peony, and Sharena all rely on paralysis. Yeah, Sharena with her actual like straight up paralysis resist, paralysis punisher co-ability, like completely out of the blue. Like nobody could have predicted that being a thing, but that's a thing. Peony, I think, has some reliance on paralysis punisher, but she also has a lot of hidden strength in the like S1 charging, right? So if like even Peony, you could, I think, potentially pair her with non-paralysis utilizing characters. Mitsuhide, well, she kind of does her own thing, really. What can you do? Like, the danger is that if the Shadow Agito fight has a large amount of hit points, then obviously the like paralysis resist is going to ramp up a lot of the fight. And characters like Albert, for example, the fact that he straight up applies paralysis on every single force strike once he's enhanced is like terrifying. That's going to ramp it up incredibly quickly. So yeah, Light Spiral's number one hope is that they release or reduce the reliance on paralysis. What is transformation to be but not a dragon? Like, how do people looked at his armor? There's straight up like a cat face on his chest plate, right? It's like he's gonna transform into a cat, right? Yeah, no, I don't think any of them are gonna transform into dragons, because I think that would have some really weird story implications at the very least. But yeah, I know. After Shadow Agito, that is one Agito boss for every single element. So once the master difficulties for those are done, that sort of implies that we're gonna have to see like another series of bosses, right? Temple Hope just repeatedly running into the meteor, but okay, yeah, sure, that's fine. Like a panther, yeah, that could be pretty cool. But that's also kind of scary, because I feel like if he transforms into a panther, it also kind of implies he's going to be highly mobile, right? And that's mobile bosses are no fun. Like we've seen already with just now with Aha, not Aha, like when the boss keeps on moving around the arena, it's a massive pain in the ass. Master Cayenne, if they're not baiting Cayenne into the wall, it's a massive pain in the ass when he starts ping-ponging across the walls. Guess the same thing also happens with High Zodiac as well, with his dashes. I don't know. Panther boss would be pretty cool. Purple dashes are the worst. Yeah, I mean, at the very least with Master Cayenne, like, you can iframe the dashes. That is our one saving grace, in a way. Hope you're not still drinking coffee? No, in this flask it's just straight up water. Like, I'm good when it comes to coffee. Like, it's 8:15 PM now. Like, I'm good when it comes to coffee. Okay, one pain point for me: internet on my phone. Sometimes it just disconnects after like a few minutes of auto. It's just that I feel like, I don't know, because there's decreased network activity, it just decides, oh yeah, let's disconnect this app from the internet now. And it just fails to connect to server. It's very sad. Yeah, okay, auto still works. Also, new Halidom area expansion mode. Yeah, we've had those zones in the Halidom for a long while now, like... But to be fair, we don't really need the facilities, right? They've made it so that you don't even need the area in the bottom. Like, you don't need all the area, right? Because you can, like, you still get the effects from facilities from, like, even when they're still in storage. Nope. Oh no, my rupee mines were crapped. Crapped? Capped. bridge. You said a pond. Is there a pond? There's a pond. Oh, that's a tiny pond. That's so small. We can fit like 5 more full-size buildings. Yeah. It's kind of how it shakes out for me. I think I'm still missing a few like Fafnirs. Is there anything else that was mentioned that we'd be getting from that last Dragalia digest? I kind of don't remember, so let me double check. In fact, I can bring this over and just quickly look together. News. This month in Dragalia Lost. Oh wait, hold on. You said Dragalia Digest? There was the radio show that Okada did, right? They're working on other uses for Draconic Essence. Yeah, potential mana spirals like thing for dragons, which is, it's, you know, it sort of incentivizes the fact that, like, even if you feel like you don't really want to, like, it feels bad to have to go back to quests to like do stuff. So this Garland actually plans for this month, the Onslaught stuff, in a week's time, I guess. Crescendo Courage rerun. Light Spirals, Chapter 15. Prince fighting with a certain sibling and Dragon once again. I don't know. I mean, after Agito, does that mean that we might get the other siblings as boss fights? A while earlier, people did data mine placeholder S2 skills for all dragons. That came in when Tiki was introduced, I believe. Like, because Tiki had her alternate dragon form. Maybe it makes sense to like alter the underlying structure of dragon skills to accommodate Tiki into her special form. Draconic Essences, they're a very important part of upgrading your teams. However, we're also planning other uses for Draconic Essences in the future. Dragalia Remix, future updates. Multiple summon vouchers at the same time when performing single summons. Personally, I'm probably still going to be doing my like single summon strat for pulls. Yeah, no, shapeshifting needs to be reworked from the ground up if it just feels awful transforming. That's a good point. Like, from the onset of the game, we already figured that it feels absolutely terrible to transform because it was a DPS loss, right? You wanted to get out of dragon form as soon as possible so that you could start charging your skills again, because that is the meat of any adventurer's damage, like the skills they use. The gameplay sounds you hear in the background are just me using skip tickets on story quests to get Draconic Essences. Like, even if you feel like you don't need Draconic Essences, I think you should still farm some up anyway, like Agni, for example, 60% strength dragon, not the best in the world, but there might be some potential with, who knows, maybe like Spiraled Agni could be actually decent and a competitor for Konohana Sekia. I'm a farm Chthonius. I am doing exactly the same thing at the moment. I'm also farming Chthonius. Yeah, like Chthonius is not, it's not one of those dragons that you really want to spend pulls on, I feel like. And I feel like Chthonius also works well with Forta. I personally don't have Forta, I think. I haven't checked in a while. But yeah, hold on. I think we should check, like... so, August 2020... Getting a digest, because they do this radio show kind of thing, right? On... Don't want to spend stamina on farming Draconic Essence. Yeah, it kind of feels bad, but... Think of the Dragon Spirals, guys. Dragalia Digest. Oh no, Dragalia Digest is like the anniversary stuff-ish. But they do the radio show kind of thing, right? Might we see it? 8 weeks to mob 1 dragon. Yeah, Yeah, that's a good point. They do a radio show for Dragalia Lost, right? Like, Okada answers some questions and they're translated somewhere by some people on the Dragalia Lost Reddit. Hopefully I don't get TOS'd by some... Yeah, you know what, I should probably browse this on incognito, so not safe for work fights. The posts are hidden. No TOS for Twitch, please. Dragalia Lost. Oh god, it's light mode. What am I looking for? Cat face. I'm not gonna be able to find the translation. It's fucking Okada. I can't spell. Okada, come on. No. Wait. How do I search? Show results from... Okay, I need to be able to spell first in order to search. Okay, 3 days ago, translated Yuji Okada Q&A section from Dragalia Lost radio show. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Better start giving out Draconic Essences and upcoming events like they're supposed to do with events. Supposed to do with tomes? Did we not get it from the latest event? Shit. 69, come on, really. Do you dream when you sleep? Normally you don't have dreams anymore. Okay, that's fine, Okada. No dreams for you. No tears, only dreams. New story chapters, any news on second anniversary. They said it's going to be big, larger in scale compared to last year. Okay, yeah, they're still thinking about Halloween Elisan. Multiplayer modes where you fight as dragons will be implemented. They're thinking about doing stuff with the Fafnir medal changes. Currently adjusting the setting for viewing mana spiraled characters, or like setting some sort of filter for them. Duplicating teams in the roster. There's nothing interesting here. It's fucking Okada fanboying about his vacuum cleaner. Hearing the music in public, like, come on, Okada fanboying about his vacuum cleaner. I'm stalling my time for a second, Nanny. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, there was so little news of substance from the, like, this month in Dragalia Lost. Like, everyone's grasping at straws. It feels like they're just holding back a lot. I guess, like, yeah, if they're having issues with development, it would make sense not to promise too much for the anniversary, because if they promise stuff in advance and then it turns out, oh, sorry, half the office is down with COVID, then, you know, you're going to disappoint a lot of people. So I feel like Okada is sort of erring on the side of caution here. And, yeah, it's kind of understandable. Let's watch the first anniversary Dragalia Digest. Just give us Material Gauntlet 70. Would that tide us over? I don't know. This month in Dragalia for September might not have much either. They'll make us wait till the week of anniversary. Yeah, that might be the case. First anniversary Dragalia Digest. Yeah, I mean, it'll give us a clue of what we might expect, like, for, or at least a baseline level of what we can expect for second anniversary, right? So, first anniversary Dragalia Digest. Let's pause the music. This is
Dragalia Digest!
God, I don't listen to the English voicing very often,
Hey,
like you've seen already.
Not here. It's been almost one whole year
Japanese
since
subtitles?
we started this adventure. Can you believe it?
Ah, crap.
So what? It's probably been the wildest year of my whole life.
Okay, so there's
but
no
it's
English.
also been super fun. We partied a lot. And speaking of parties, Everyone's hard at work setting up for our big.
So what did we see? So we saw a bunch of giveaways, right?
I sure hope I don't have to
Fractured Features, level, event, and free 10 falls for 10 days. Ah, yeah! I'm hoping we get it like a sequel of sorts to the Fractured Features thing, because that thing was very heavy on the story, right? So I feel like it'd be a waste if they left that undeveloped.
There's gonna be a first anniversary login bonus.
Okay, so get this. We're probably gonna see a second anniversary bonus as well. Hot take.
Look at all that other rad stuff.
Heard it from me.
That's right.
I don't think this is gonna change too much. Mini Jupiter for second anniversary. I mean, like, yeah, no, they data mined a. I think they already data mined like a buff icon that looks like Mini Jupiter or something along those lines.
Gonna be getting a heck of a workout. Don't forget to visit each day. Ooh, there's something else.
Should I full screen this? Does it display properly if I full screen? Retweet campaign. 100 sunlight stones. Oh my god, I would absolutely love it if I got 100 sunlight stones. But yeah, I'm thinking more along the lines that we'll get Mini Jupiter because they've already data mined the icon for that. Gala Dragalia, so this is when they released Gala Prince, right? So we're probably... Are we gonna see a new Gala unit for second anniversary? Gala Zethia, maybe? 100 sunlight stones, yeah, so that was like one of the potential prizes from their retweet campaign. So their retweet campaign meant that like retweeting their anniversary celebration post or whatever would enter you into a raffle, and if you won you'd get like, I believe you'd get a maximum unbound copy of every single 5-star dragon, as well as 100 sunlight stones. I'm not entirely sure. What if you got it? I don't think anyone in like the Western Hemisphere got that, because I believe we would have seen it. Like, we would have probably seen it on Reddit or YouTube, but never heard about it. Special packs, that is probably a given for second anniversary. I say probably, no, it's definitely a given. I will make sure everyone knows that I got it. I mean, if you try hard from now, you could probably figure out some convincing way of faking it, right? If that's your kind of thing and you're looking for clout. 6 free item summons event. Oh yeah, that was fun. 6 free item summons every single day was pretty fun for some reason. Oh wait, they did post? Oh, someone on Twitter. Oh, someone on Twitter got it. I wasn't as active on Twitter before. I hope they're cheap. I wouldn't mind buying bundles for your first anniversary. Yeah, maybe. Someone on Twitter got it. I mean, yeah, given that it's a Twitter campaign. Yeah, someone on Twitter's gonna get it. Fractured Features event. Oh yeah, no. What did I end up doing for this? I don't know if you guys hear that in the background. It's weird screeching noises. No, let's ignore that. I think I used it on a shadow staff or something. 100%. Stickers? Yeah, we're gonna see, probably gonna see stickers for second year, right? What is this? Special voice lines? Would they reuse the same voice lines? They probably reuse voice lines. So, this is when they introduced the other Watch Ends mechanic. Omega Raids, first time they introduced that. I think I got the sword for Goofed and you re-rolled last anniversary. I mean, yeah, anniversary I think is a good time to re-roll. And like, what are we seeing at the moment? We see fucking Wind Focus Showcase. I remember seeing a new player post on the subreddit a couple of days ago, and they're just like, oh, it's the Wind Focus Showcase worth re-rolling on, and everyone's just like, this is a terrible time to be like trying to re-roll, because you need a variety of characters, not just wind characters. Selecting background music, no, doesn't affect me too much. People have data mined second, third anniversary voice lines the first month of release or something, if I recall correctly. Anniversary in 2 months. Yeah. Oh, so the voice lines are different for second and third anniversary? Hustlehammer, Honey Tea. Yeah, we saw that last year. Oh, half upgrade time? Ah, okay. I don't know. I have like 800 plus Hustle Hammers at this point. Halving the build times for stuff is
pumped about it.
completely irrelevant for me. But for new players, yeah.
Adventuring with all of
New
you
players
over the
really
past
benefit
week
from the
has been
half build
best
time.
thing ever. And there's even
Because obviously
more
they're not going to have the
excitement
stockpile of Hassel
Now
Hammers
let's
to
kick this party off in style.
blow through
Off
their
to you
resources or
all in
whatever.
the ever-growing world of Dragalia Lost.
Might tell new players to wait for less than 2 months. Thing is though, in 2 months, I think you can build up the resources for like at least 300 to 400 summons in like 2 months of saving. Yeah. Started my ult during last month's gala and at 20k might now. You can do a ton in 2 months. Yeah, I think Dragalia Foundry... Dragalia Foundry did like a starting from scratch kind of series, I believe, on YouTube. Like what it would take to get to endgame. I believe somebody on Reddit has done some sort of like roadmap for getting to endgame fights as soon as possible. Fucking expert Master High Dragon Trials was time attack. Oh my god, are we gonna get fucking... Swear to god, if we had time attack stuff for 2nd anniversary, I'm gonna be so upset. High dragon weapons when they were introduced, absolutely dank, but there was so much fear of missing out for people that like weren't at the level to... Oh my god, fucking... Oh god. If you weren't at the level to tackle like the high dragon trials, then like you got left in the dust, and then people would gate for like other people that had high dragon trial weapons, right? I mean, I don't blame them. You want some sort of guarantee that you're going to be playing with people that know what they're doing, but I swear to god, if that happens again, Akada. Oh my god, please no. No more time attack. No more time attack. No more time attack. Ah, so they announced the mana spirals then. Ooh! Further mana spirals. Another 20 nodes on the mana spiral. Honestly, some characters need it. Like, some characters, like the first spirals that we started seeing were completely scuffed, so to speak. Time attack was the least problematic thing about Expert Master Dragon Trials. The release schedule, because everything was released within like a couple of weeks, like within a few days of each other, right? Was it like a 2-week window? It was like a window of about 2 weeks where every single Dragon Trial came up, so everyone was incentivized to like just smash it, I think? Shadow Agito is a big guy? Yeah. 7th mana spiral. Like, I don't know, like the early mana spirals with the flame characters, for example, like Joe, Elaine. Big guy for you. Yeah, like Joe, Elaine, like... They overburn? Because they just slapped burn on them. It was like, okay, we're done. But I don't know, I suppose they're like 3-star characters, you can't expect too much. But even like Rodrigo did okay with his spiral. Like the effective facilities in your storehouse, shady appearance weapons, automatic replays. Select which adventurers appear on the homepage. I actually don't remember even seeing this. An encyclopedia. Encyclopedia! Come on! 2nd anniversary already and the encyclopedia is still not here. Oh my god. They announced this for 1st anniversary? You guys fucking baited us so hard. We're still waiting. Oh god damn it. Oh, I want the encyclopedia, Ricardo. Where is it? Fucking hell. Oh, Jesus Christ. Final announcement, what was it? Oh yeah, they announced the Mega Man thing. That was like completely out of the blue. Everyone's just like, the fuck is this? Huh? Excuse me? Oh. Legend of Zelda collab for 2nd anniversary? Is there a precedent set for like completely out of the blue collabs for anniversary events? Because one occurrence of a collab during 1st anniversary is sets a pattern, right? That sets a precedent for random collab for 2nd year. Yeah, Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy. What else could we hope for? Yeah, something like left field, fucking dragon Pokemon, limited dragons.
Whoa, that all
Whatever.
Awesome! Wait, get out of here! This is my program! It seems like Dragalia Lost is only gonna get big.
That's it. Free to start, optional in-game purchases available. My god. A shameful display. Ugh. Anyway, my phone is straight up turned off because we've been spending so long on that, but damn. Is my Connect even running? It is! This is still a thing. But yeah, I've been streaming for, oh my god, streaming for almost 4 hours. Like, my previous streams have only run for 2, but you know, it's been fairly fun, like, just chatting shit with you guys. So, I don't know, if you guys, oh my god, Seafatlong, Long, you're still here? Okay, buddy. I mean, glad you thought it was worthwhile to stick around. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it for now. A 4-hour stream? That's unheard of for me. But cheers to you guys for sticking around. And, you know, am I gonna stream more? Maybe? Depends on the pattern. Like, tomorrow, I'm due to meet some friends tomorrow. Potential stream Saturday, maybe? Maybe I'll get roped into playing fucking poker with my siblings on Saturday. So, who knows. As always, like, if you want to take water you tomorrow, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, if I'm meeting people, I should carry water with me. Yeah, no, my idea was bringing a whole fucking bottle of whiskey there. Yeah, no, water's a good idea. Yeah. Thanks to you guys too. If you guys want, like, announcements for future streams, then follow me on Twitter. I'll announce streams ahead of time if I remember. Yeah, I can't really, like, commit to a hard schedule just yet, because I still have no idea what I'm doing and life is in flux. But until then, take it easy, and yeah, risky with 36-degree weather, please don't. What if I put ice in it? It'll be okay then, right? Yeah. Anyway, as always, thanks for you guys sticking around. Take it easy, stay safe, and I will catch you in the next stream.